Team Exile, Ronin Horde, both sides very close to one another here. We're going to be starting off on Nepal's Shrine Pulse. All right, well, a little bit of a late start, but what do you expect from these guys in these 10 seconds we have left?
Look at the comp so far. They're running a triple tank on the side of Ronin Horde. It seems pretty solid from the side of them. I mean, that Ryan Zarya along with the Diva could be very troublesome for Team Exile coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just ignore those names at the start for now, but we've got, of course, the Team Exile in the blue, and then the Ronin Horde in the red, as it is usually. Halleck's going to start off with a big hack on I'm Dead Inside. Means there's no Rhine Shield, and Swallies can push in and get the pick on Alexander. And now that it's a 5v6, Team Exile absolutely has the advantage here, especially with no Brig on the side of Ronin Horde. But now no Brig on either side as Pyro gets taken down by I'm Dead Inside. Halleck's still in the back, does get the kill onto Vortex, and that's the most important kill because now you're down almost all of your healers. You've really only got Lucio left of Sabri here, and you know Lucio can't sustain all those tanks for that long, especially with this much damage. But actually, they might have just done it. Ronin Horde, Sabri gets the kill on the Atom, and with no Moira, I don't think Team Exile can continue to push this. Mr. Mustachio is trying to get out, but he ends up going down Pulse. How about that to open things up?
Wow, yeah, that was a statement to kind of come out of the gate and swing hard like that. Even though it seemed like at times they weren't really the ones winning out that fight, they were able to flip it, and they have a great ult economy now, coming up on 4 ults.
You gotta watch Hallex here. He's got the EMP. As I'm just fixing these overlays real quick, but you got 3 kills already, and I mean, Team Exile is just getting stopped right now as Ronin Hordes just bully their way on the point. I mean, with that triple kill right there, it's so hard to push in. Pulse, you gotta watch out for this grab from Stanny too.
Yeah, absolutely. They're coming up on 6 ultimates now. I mean, Ronin Hordes, their ult economy is just going to be better in the end of the term. I mean, look, they're able to win fights without the ult economy. With the ult economy, it could be a rough night.
Yeah, absolutely, it could. Graviton Surge, it comes out. Stanny gets a big one. There's a bomb as well, and it gets 3. Man, Team Exile's having a rough time right now.
Yeah, Ronin Horde is absolutely shutting them down. It's not even close, these fights. I mean, it's just a complete shutdown. They only use 2 ults there, so great use to kind of hold back and not blow all your ultimates in one.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Pulse, it's tied up 1-1 right now, so whoever wins this map is going to go to the finals right after this against the Orcs GP White. So really everything on the line right now, but a big EMP to open things up and a shatter. Bomb as well. That's massive. They don't even need the bomb because they just wipe everybody out, but my goodness, Pulse.
That was a turn of events. Team Exile coming out of nowhere.
Executed.
Honestly, yeah, they used their ultimates. They used 3 in a row. It was the EMP and then the shatter and then the bomb. And what more could you ask for? That's like the most well executed. You know, these guys have been preparing for this match for a while.
Absolutely. Rally comes out from Pyro, wants to give Team Exile the armor that'll hopefully give them the upper hand, but you need to watch out. Alexander's got a rally, and I'm Dead Inside has a shatter. He's going to be looking for a big one. All they need to do is bring down Jace Winboo's shield, and I'm Dead Inside can fight it, but it gets blocked. Parried by Jace Winboo, not on his watch, he says, but the rally is dropped. Now the Soundbur as well on the side of Ronin Horde. They're trying to bully their way onto the point through shields and over aggression with this health, and it's going to work out. Jace Winboo falls. Pyro's next. Mr. Mustachio, Swallies the Atom, and Hallex are left, and they're just looking for the stall right now, Pulse. They can't win this fight. They're down so many. You just got to stall it for as long as you can in a desperate attempt to try and even out this control percentage. And with the Lucio and the Moira, you can probably do it here. Hallex has got another EMP, though, so they can open up next fight pretty big with another bomb combo.
Exactly, that's what you need to watch out for. Hallex this whole season has been running that Sombra, and it seems like it's been slowly over time becoming a comfort pick for him. He loves running it, and it's so amazing to watch him play, and like how the targets he picks to get the hacks on are just key targets.
Here we go. He's going to be looking for it in the back. He throws in the translocator. He's going to move in. Big EMP to start things off. There's the bomb as well. They're trying again, Pulse. They're going to pick up Stanny right away. He can't build the graph. I'm Dead Inside. Now it's just the Diva left on the point. She's hacked. You know she has the bomb so she can contest. So Team Exile can safely push in here because they can just avoid that bomb as soon as Outbreak uses it. And now with a big hack, he's not even going to get an opportunity. He's batted down. Team Exile takes it back. Pulse, it's neck and neck.
It is neck and neck, just like the series is tied 1-1. None of these teams want their season to end right now, so they're fighting hard to go play against the Orcs in the finals.
Absolutely. Jason Wu's got another shatter. He's going to be looking for an earth shatter, literally here, to bring down the house. He's going to be looking for it 100%. Yes, where is Hallex? He's creeping around here. He's looking for another hack, moving in on the side. He's going to be going in on the back, trying to perhaps get a hack on Outbreak, which he does. Now with no Matrix, there's no defense. There's no damage mitigation. That's That's the word I was looking for, but a big shatter by him dead inside. Knocks down 2. Pyro gets taken down. Same for Jay Swinbu. Swallies is there. He's going to get blown up right in that bomb as he's getting out of the mech. And Halix is there. It's not 88 to 99 now. They just want to contest here again. Hold on tight, but it's so hard with OT on the point. Nobody from Team Exile is there except Halix. He gets on the point of the nick of time with a big EMP. Mr. Mustachio's there. He gets killed right away, but the Hammett has arrived. Jay Swinbu rolls into the action here, and he's trying to contest this point to turn things around. With Vortex dead, they can't build up a Transcendence, but a Sound Barrier is going to give them perhaps the shields they need in the meantime. The Atom gets killed right there by Stanny, and now Swallies comes back, but he's demeched instantly. He's going to get killed here by I'm Dead Inside, but the Hammett is still rolling around on the point. They got the Tracer as well. Pyro swapped over that in a desperate attempt to try and contest, but he gets stunned by the Brigitte, killed right away. Mr. Mustachio comes in the nick of time, but no, gets booped away by Outbreak. Pulls so close, 91 to 100%, but Ronin Horde's going to win the first map.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to move on, and the bell is tolling for Team Exile. I'm getting a little hyped up here. I don't want to see any of these guys' season ends, but one of them has to go today. So now we see who will be the last team standing to go against the Orchard GP, and I'm getting all worked up here. I don't know. It's hard to call now. This match has been so close.
This match is seriously very, very close between these two guys, these two teams. I mean, these guys are fighting for everything right now. They want that prize, Pulse.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have to watch out for is Halix's Sniper and Stanny's Genji. Both of them really, really good on those heroes that they picked so far. So I'd keep an eye on them throughout the whole match.
Absolutely here. And now we're on the shrine here. It's going to be the game of boops between these two teams right now. They're looking for the environmentals. They want to get them. They halt out the members of the Horde. It down falls. I'm Dead Inside. Combination of the halt and the boop. That'll do ya. And I'm Dead Inside goes down with no Winston. Ronin Horde's going to find themselves at a very, very large disadvantage here, and a big anti-nade as well. With the halt, they're using these halts so creatively, Pulse, against the Ronin Horde right now, and Team Exile is in a good position. Stanny, however, reflects a bullet of Halix right back in his face. They do take down Stanny, though, with his over-aggression. You know, he got slapped there from the Atom, but now I'm Dead Inside gets finished off again. He pushed into the tight corridors, and that's Junkrat's favorite hideout there, you know? He's living up to his name in his little rat's nest in the side room here, and he's got a tire. There's no shields, no nothing. Outbreak and Sabri both fall. This is totally Team Exile taking this with a huge double boop by Swallies there.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the team did clean up on their way down, but you're definitely right. It was a huge boop. They got 2 of them off the edge, and that was just kind of the cleanup there. They essentially asserted dominance from the start, especially with getting I'm Dead Inside out of the fight super early.
Yeah, absolutely. Here and now, Team Exile, they've taken control of the point. I'm Dead Inside. Ooh, he falls into the pit. No Hammond. You can't push in, Ronin Horde. You just got to cut your losses and get out of there. Vortex almost goes down, but Pulse, how can Ronin Horde retake this from this defense that the Team Exile has set up with this in Orisa?
They just have to move in together. I know they're good at dives. I've seen Stanny play Genji for years, it seems like. So they just need to move in together. Here comes the Diva Bomb.
Oh, they reset the shield. Nice EMP to cancel that out. They were waiting for that one. You know it. And now Stanny takes advantage of everyone rat's nesting in there with a big blade. It's going to cut them all down. Halix is the last man standing, the lone survivor, perhaps, as Swallies goes down on the points, and he's just going for a reset.
Yeah, absolutely. So the point is going to flip almost 50%, essentially. So the Ronin Horde needs to hold on for a while to kind of equal them. They have Vortex's beat drop. So I mean, they have longevity in this fight. There's a lot of health that Team Exile has to break through.
Absolutely here, and again, Stanny's just poking. He wants to get another blade here as fast as possible. But oh, here we go. When in doubt, Pulse goats it out. That's what Team Exile's doing right now as they drop through the rat's nest, take down Alexander right away. They've bullied their way onto the point, onto a 5v6 already. I'm Dead Inside goes for a pile driver, but it's going to get shut down, forcing Vortex to use his beat drop here, and already a losing position. Alexander's going to switch off the Sombra, going over to the Hanzo, wants to get a little more damage. I think he knows he can't really get hacks against goats here. That'll find a whole lot of value because everyone will just move cohesively. Vortex went for a boop. Did pick up Halix there. Now no Zarya, no bubbles, no damage mitigation to boost your team up, but Mr. Mustachio's there for the cover. He's got the sound barrier to go out. Sabri falls over, but Vortex picks up 2. That's big. Standing with another blade here. He's looking for blood. He gets down Swallies and the Atom, but Mr. Mustachio with another boop. Oh, I'm Dead Inside barely holds on. He stays alive, but Outbreak is the one to fall. Pulse, they're tying up here. It's very close.
It's very, very close with these boops. Like you mentioned before the start of the game, it is a game of boops, and that's what we're seeing right here. It's going crazy just watching these Lucios perform.
Swallies, he's got a bomb. He's gonna be looking for a big one here, but it's so hard because everyone can just move into that rat's nest again. But Team Exile pushing through there is perhaps wanting to negate this and prevent them from a rotation back in here. So Team Exile now on the point. They're coming out, rising out of the little rat's nest there, and they want to take down I'm Dead Inside, who just used his pile driver, but they need to watch out for Alexander. He just used the Dragon Strike, and it did a lot of damage to Jay Swinboo, and iHalix goes down again. They need to stop Vortex on these boops because it's single-handedly almost spelling disaster. There's the bomb on the point. It's there. It's not going to get anything. Jay Swinboo's shield is going to go down. A shatter comes out, but it's not going to land. He somehow, I'm Dead Inside survives that. I'm not even sure how he did that, but, you know, bugged Ryan, it happens sometimes. But Jay Swinboo here still swinging it down. He goes again. Vortex might have just won this all for Ronin Horde right now with on the back of his boops. He's popping off. Swally's next one to be D-Mech. He's looking for Pyro and standing with another blade. Pyro goes down. Mr. Mustachio's left. It's 99% on the point pulse, and it's not looking like Team Exile has a chance to win this. They need to hold on, but when you're booped like that, the Atom almost went down, able to keep his footing. And right now, look at this. Mr. Mustachio, he's dancing his way on the point. Nobody knows. Outbreak is there. Stanley's moving in. He's got to stay alive. This team needs to get there in time, but who can? Who even can get there? Jay Swinboo makes it in the nick of time on this Hammond, but he's so low. Mr. Mustachio's still surviving. He's still building up toward the sound barrier. I don't know how the man's doing it. He's just unkillable right now. He can't be stopped, and Swally's finally there in the nick of time. The Atom, desperation, switches over to the Doomfist, but he gets killed right away. iHalix on this Sombra just wants to contest. Swally's is there. Oh no, iHalix has to translocate out, and the Diva. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Ronin Horde's gonna win this. Team Exile, they had a long run. They had a great run, but in the end, they just can't get it. Pulse. Man, what was it that let Ronin Horde win this? I mean, well, this probably answers my question.
Yeah, definitely. Vortex, right now, is the MVP of that map. Definitely going to get a double boop right there, and he's going to also help out in the D-Mech as well. He's going to try to get Swallies, but, you know, he just comes right back on. Stanley does a little bit of cleanup. Yeah, definitely, just that team synergy is what let Ronin Horde win that match, and with that, they advance to the finals, and Team Exile's season is over.
And all right, Team Exile. Hey, you take home the third place. Congratulations, guys. It's been a blast to watch you guys play this whole season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love your guys' creative plays and the kind of spice that you bring to Overwatch. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you guys in the future. But very well played today. From what we saw, I wish we could have caught the rest of that set, Pulse, because that was a heck of a last Nepal there.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate that we only got to see, you know, Team Exile go out with a bang there in that final push there. But yeah, I'm getting a little worked up. I'm gonna miss seeing those guys play every day, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the future. You guys could always keep up and follow with them. But now we move on to the grand finals of the Pro Division.
Oh boy! All right, Pulse. You know what this is going to be. It's going to be the Ronin Horde versus the Orcs GP White. We already saw these guys play once. The Orcs did win that, but Pulse, what do you think? Who has the opportunity here to take it all? Is it going to be the Ronin Horde or Team Exile? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't want to go into full-on analysis, you know, calling the ending predictions, but I will say that what we saw yesterday from the non-pro division is that actually playing in the semifinals and then moving on to the grand finals, that could actually give you a little bit of boost, a little bit of momentum moving into the finals, because you don't need to warm up like you mentioned when we were doing non-pro. They don't need to warm up at all. They're ready to just kind of hop into it. And that's the advantage Ronin Horde has, especially with how they have this momentum-based, like kind of never breaking wall that is just constantly going against the enemy, whoever they're going against, over and over again. Now, on the other side, you have Orcs GP who have that never say die mentality. If they come out of the gate, you know, fresh out of the gate and like just already ready to rock, it could be a close game, this one.
Absolutely, here in the new grand finals. Man, this is when it's all on the line, Pulse. What is the prize for these guys winning?
Well, hold on. Let me go get my converter from rubles, but I believe it's around $500 normal USD, not rubles. Let me go ahead and bring out them rubles so that
do some quick
everyone
maths
knows. Here. Okay, hold on. Let me go get them rubles.
2 plus 2 is 3 minus 4, that's 1. Quick math. That's all I need to know, guys. You know, I mean, really, in this stage, at this point, It doesn't even matter. These guys, they're playing more than the prize, more than the money. They're playing for
Right.
themselves. You know, they want to prove to themselves and to the world that these guys are a team worth watching. And what better way to do that than just come out right out of the gate, winning this tourney, taking all that sweet, sweet rubles. And I mean, Pulse, while you're over there doing your quick maths here, I mean, we saw in that last match, right? Ronan Horde. That match was so close between those guys. 1-1. Ronan Horde did win it out on Nepal 2-0, but don't let that score fool you because we all know that game was very close. Could have gone to either side, you know. And it really that's all you could ask for in a playoff match is that you know that these teams deserve to be here. They worked very hard this whole season, you know, practicing these strats, grinding nonstop, playing in scrims and just watching VODs, pouring over them over and over every single day, you know, just watching,
Right.
seeing how you can win against the other team. And, man, it's paying off for them, Pulse. Ronan Horde, they've made it all the way to the finals. The Orcs GP, we've seen how dominant they are. But, man, remember, we had that interview with one of the members of the Orcs, and he was telling us, he's like, Ronan Horde, they made us work. They made us work for that.
Right.
And if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, it was Basso, I believe. Basso or Starboy, either one. But, sorry, I can't remember at the moment. It feels like so long ago, really. It feels like we've been watching these guys for so long now, Pulse, but really it's only been about 8 weeks here. It feels like an eternity that we've got to watch these guys, you know, grow and develop throughout the entire season. It's been such a joy to watch these guys. And as the members of the Orcs GP White now move it into the lobby, Pulse, this is it. It's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited, and like I said a little bit earlier, I'm getting a little bit emotional. This has been a kind of, if you've joined us for even one match, or if you joined us for all the matches or some of the matches, I thank you for that because it's been an incredible journey. Just being able to be lucky enough to commentate on this journey that you mentioned that these players have been on this whole tournament. And let's see. So first place prize is going to be 15,500 rubles, which is $250. While second place is going to get 9,300 rubles, which is which you know the wool. So these guys is $150. So these guys, you know, they're walking away with some money in their pockets. But right now, you're right. They're playing for more than the money right now. They're playing to show that they were the best team throughout this whole tournament. And remember, on day one, you know, we saw Ronan Horde, and we kind of made that call out of the gate that these guys were someone to watch out for. But then the players themselves are the ones that were telling us that, like, hey, Orcs GP, that's kind of the one to also watch out for him. Man, their predictions came true, as those two are the ones that we see in the finals here. And it's been just a long journey, and I'm excited to see how this goes out.
I'm just as excited as you, Pulse, and we're just waiting on one player here, so let's go ahead and throw to some quick break here. Let's get some lo-fi hip hop beats, you know, or we can get some non-copyright, you know, gamer dubstep. Pulse, what are you in the mood for today? What do you think is better for these finals?
Well, I mean, you want to keep up the hype. I don't know if
That's
I
true.
mean I usually go with lo-fi, but I don't know if lo-fi is the way to go now.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and go for the NCS gamer dubstep here. Mix. Live stream gaming music radio, no copyright sounds, dubstep, trap, EDM, electro house. So we'll see you guys after this.
Inside lane, missing exits. I'm glued to the pavement between the lines. I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through
All right. And Pulse. We've brought in Mr. Mustachio here, and so we're just gonna give him a little bit of an interview before we get it on our way with the grand finals here. Mr. Mustachio, how'd you feel
Hello.
after that last set?
I'm a bit sad, but they beat us fair and square, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't catch those first few maps because that seemed like a very, very exciting set. If that last Nepal was any indication, how'd you guys feel going into this?
Well, to be honest, the first two maps were even closer than Paul.
Wow.
So going into this, we did look at one VOD from Ronin Horde from this tournament. Kind of studied their playstyle a bit and tried to make some threats about that. And it seems like they were not that good at playing the Goats comp. So we kind of built our threats around that. But they apparently in the week or two that has passed, they learned the comp pretty well. It kind of caught us off guard. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, so your whole tournament comes to an end here, but it was really cool to watch you guys kind of grow throughout the season. And do you think that you're a better player than you were at the start of the season?
Better player, maybe. Better team, definitely.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I
like,
think
so
that's
you're
more
just better. Yeah, so you're just better at like communication or what?
Yes, communication strats, just still a lot to improve, obviously. Otherwise, we would have been in the finals by now. But
All right. So, do you have any plans for you and Team Exile, or what's the future look like for you?
well, we're currently playing Open Division. It's happening every weekend from now. We're currently doing pretty well in that, trying to get a spot in the top. And after that, we'll see. There will be other tournaments. We'll win one eventually.
Yeah. Well, I mean the ESL I'd go for just ended recently. Unfortunately, it was very,
Unlucky.
very, very. I guess that's the best way to put it is unlucky, and so it's hard to find tournaments out there. So wish you guys definitely the best of luck and looking for those.
Yes,
because
thank you.
It's been an absolute blast to see you guys play so far throughout this whole season. I mean, I love the kind of creative, the spice you guys bring with your strategies. That Symmetra, Hanamura strat, personal favorite of mine.
Did it also on Horizon this set. Worked pretty
yeah.
well. Yes.
Awesome.
Now I feel even worse for missing that one because I would have loved to see that one as well. But the thing is, in this tournament setting, that's a great way to improve because scrims is one thing because you're not taking it as seriously as perhaps this tournament. So that's the best time more than ever to just really work on working together, meshing better as a team in these high pressure situations. And it's great to hear that you guys feel like you've come out of this, at a gain, even though you didn't perhaps win it all and get the big prize. You still come out of this at a gain in your hearts. The real journey was the real reward was the friends we made along the way.
We were already friends before we started, but it definitely helped improve it a bit.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So yeah, I'm glad to see that this isn't the end because a lot of teams kind of after they go through a tournament and then it's over for them. But I'm glad to see you guys still going through that all. But so what's one thing you think you're gonna practice throughout or like get better and improve on throughout these next couple of tournaments?
Well, gameplay-wise, definitely we need to polish up our goats a bit. The target calling, it's not good enough. But I would also say in a team environment, just under these pressure situations, just keeping it cool and keeping working as a team, even though it's not going all as planned.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good focus to have. So I'm glad we got to actually sit down and have this last little chat with you here in the Russian Overwatch Cup. So I'm excited to see. I'm definitely going to be following Team Exile from here on out. So I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's nice. We have a Twitter. Wink.
Yeah. Already following you guys, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Want to keep track on you guys, but at least it's good. You come out of this, you know what you guys need to improve on in the future, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you guys. Hopefully, in the near future.
I hope so too.
All right. Well,
actually, I can guarantee that.
Ooh,
Almost.
okay.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we got all the members of the Orcs GP White here, so we're gonna get in game soon. But Mr. Pistachio, thank you and the rest of Team Exile for taking part of this tournament. It's been a blast the whole way through to be able to cast for you guys and see all the wonderful strategies you bring and really get to know you guys and your players as well.
And good luck to Orcs and Ronin in the finals. I'm gonna be watching.
All right.
All right.
See you there.
Bye.
All right, Pulse. Well, after hearing from Mr. Mustachio, perhaps, not the best of endings to a season. Nobody likes taking third place, but they can still
Right.
feel proud of themselves, because making it this far in this tournament is no small feat whatsoever. And, again, like I said, they come out of this at a game. They know what they need to improve on, and they're gonna, I'm sure, take steps in that in the future. And Pulse, getting ready for this next map. It's the Orcs GP White versus the Ronin Horde. What's the record of these guys?
So, Orcs GP White went flawless victory-wise in the regular season. They won 6-0, but they did lose 2 maps throughout there. So there was a couple of out of those 6 wins, 2 of those wins went to a map 3. So right now their final record was 12-2, bringing them to a +10. Now Ronin Horde won 5-1, which means they lost a map. Which means they lost a match. And they won 11-2, meaning they are at a +9. So the map differential is just one map, and we know in the grand finals, one map could mean the victory.
And Pulse, do you know what that one map was? It was when Orcs GP White and Ronin Horde played against each other, and that's the only reason these guys aren't 100% tied up at a flawless season, perhaps. So, Golly gee, this is going to be one heck of a match. 100% Pulse. I expect these guys to be on their A game here. And Pulse, we've talked about Orcs GP White so many times. It's even bled into our daily lives. Whenever we see somebody just or a team working together cohesively very, very well with their team plays fantastic. We're like, look at that. It's like the Orcs GP White.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Then let's focus on that for a little bit. So their team synergy, their game sense, everything they do is insane. I love seeing these guys play on a day-to-day basis, and I've loved seeing them play during the regular season. If this is your first time watching, if you're just tuning in for the grand finals, you're in for a treat, because these guys right out the gate just showed that they were one of the smartest teams to come out here. And as we move on into the map, we're going to go into Volskaya Industries first, and I'm so excited to see how they come out of the gate. Really, that's how you know if Orcs is doing good right now. It's how they come out of the gate.
Yep, you got to make a good first impression in this case, and the Orcs GP White, they're going to be starting off on the defense, so perhaps not the best of chances to make a good first impression on attack. Take it first push, but Ronin Horde's going to be looking for that on the other side. They want to take this as fast as possible, because Pulse on Volskaya, it all comes down to how much time you have for the second point.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The first point, if you there are times when you could get full held, but usually the defense just has such a hard time because their spawn is just so far away, and by the time they reach the point A, it's already been flipped. So point B is really the defense favored point, and that's where you want to have that huge time bank if you're on the attack.
We're just getting all settled here on both sides. Teams are just picking their comps. You don't want to call anything too quickly, because as we all know, Pulse, they love swapping us up at the last second just to debate us. It's their favorite pastime.
Yeah, they like to mess with their casters, but I've had such a joy being able to cast this, and I'm so excited that we're hyped here in these finals. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the big one. These are two teams that everyone has been essentially calling to make the finals from the start, and we have some obvious comfort picks that we can predict coming out here. Like I can't imagine that if they want to run this dive, I'm dead inside. We'll switch to that Winston, and Stanley will stay on that Genji, because like you like to mention a lot, Stanley likes to post those highlights.
Oh yeah, it's good old highlight reels. I've watched a few of them, and Stanley, we saw him last time on Nepal. His blades against Team Exile there were fantastic, just slicing and dicing left and right, and they're using Little Flame to scout here. Alright, here's the strategy they're doing. Little Flame's gonna hack one of them, and then they're gonna go for a crossfire here between Little Flame and Hakan, but looks like Little Flame's gonna get found out. Hakan's looking for the finish, but they're just gonna get him down to half HP, so Stanley's gotta wait for now, get the healing from his team. And on the side of the defense here, both sides actually running this Ana. Pulse, how about that?
Yeah, how about that? Indeed, the grenades are going to be the key to this match. I feel like, because if they could land a big anti, look at their rotation right now. Ronin Horde's going to rotate all the way around. They're not even going to try to do any like classic dive or anything. They're just going to let the whole team move up to here on this side so that they could initiate a big, strong dive.
All right, this is a little interesting. They're moving through this side room here. They want to take control of this health pack. I see what they're going for now. By taking control of this health pack, it gives them opportunities. But now, Little Flame is going to get the hack with his last dying breath. So even though he goes down, Ronin Horde can't play around this health pack, and they got to be a little more careful. Sabri does fall to Starboy here, but the dive is coming out now. They go up top. Pika very low. Got the anti-nade as well from Starboy there, and goes down. And now Hakan does get the counterpick on the Vortex, but Ronin Horde, they're going to hold this one for now.
Oh yeah, the Ronin Horde's gonna have to do a full-on reset. OrchGP, ooh, look, they're just dancing around each other right now. Everyone's a little spread out. Ronin Horde, I kind of understood what they were going for with that rotation, but it did blow off a lot of time, about a minute and a half. So you're getting down to 2 minutes now, and you want to engage this point pretty quickly.
It was all because Little Flame hacked that health pack. By preventing Alexander from hacking it, then the Ronin Horde couldn't play around that health pack. So even though that Little Flame did die, like we saw, it didn't matter because you don't have that giant health pack that it's constantly giving you health and refreshing very quickly, and the Ronin Horde just simply couldn't sustain that push, especially against the anti-nade of Starboy. But an EMP and a nano-boosted Winston, as well as a Dragon Blade to start things off. Starboy's hacked. He can't use any abilities to shut down that blade, and they're going to take down two right away here. Starboy and Pika both down, and with no heals on the point, the RUOWCup are fighting in a very bad position. Little Flame forced to use his EMP here to try and turn the tides, and it's going to work. Outbreak hacked. I'm dead inside hacked. They can't do anything right now, and DeKest is just going to use his Primal Rage to slap the members of the Ronin Horde off the point.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. That looked like that was the push that Ronin Horde wanted to get out there, but it just didn't work out too well for them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the RUOWCup are just constantly countering the Ronin Horde right now, and like I mentioned before, the game sense is one of their strengths, and it might be the thing that turns the tide here.
They took advantage of the fact that the Ronin Horde split themselves up on that dive and just picked them off one by one. Yeah, Vortex goes down to the bomb there, and Pika kills Alexander. It's delayed even further. Pulse 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. I mean, we said you want to have that time bank for the second point, and there's not a whole lot of times where you do get held on first, but we might be seeing that right now.
Yeah, it's just hard to break through that RUOWCup. They, like we mentioned, they have a never say die mentality so well that in that last push, Ronin Horde got 2 to 3 picks. I mean, it still wasn't enough to break through Orcs.
Starboy's got the nano here. He's probably going to pop it on one of the tanks when they push in, most likely the Winston here. Or maybe even a Nano Sombra. It is going to be a Nano Sombra in the bag. He's got a machine gun, but now it sounds like a paper shredder, really. And with just that improved fire rate, Outbreak's going to be forced to use his bomb here. He's very low, Little Flame. Ooh. Just barely escape in danger there. Pika and Starboy are both found, though. Little Flame's got the EMP, could possibly use it, but he just wants to perhaps save it right now because they're just waiting on DeKest. There's the sound barrier. If I'm going to use it right now, that's now. Little Flame does use it right away. Negates that EMP, or that sound barrier, rather, with his EMP, but Alexander finishes him off right away. Alexander, though, is very low. Sabri was there on the heels, however, so Reckless is going to stay alive and pulls. Ronin Horde finally caps this, but it's OT. They're only going to have around 4 minutes to cap second.
Yeah, exactly, and they have to move on very quickly. They're going to get this 4-minute boost here, and that's essentially what the game gives you when you try to cap point A. So point B might be a little rough, especially since RUOWCup has that spawn advantage.
Absolutely. Stanley's got another blade, so he's he's going to be looking for another big one like he did last time. You know, picked off one with the help of I'm Dead inside there, but again, you got to be careful because you got constantly Little Flame in your backline. Bomb comes out.
Hakan, he was trying to go for the Mercy.
Took them down. Yeah, almost got the Mercy of Sabri there. Did make the switch over from the Lucio. And now they're just running this heal-heavy comp, heal-centric. You know, they want to keep the team alive.
Stanny Blade
off with an EMP. Another Stanny Blade coming out right away. They do cut down Starboy. Now he's looking for Sombra here. Little Flame has to run away invisible. And Reckless is demeched, forced to use the bomb. He's going to zone them off the point for the time being, but Hakan is just still there for the contest, trying to finish off the members of the Ronin Horde, but it's so hard. Sabri puts himself in a bad position, needs to fly out of there very quickly, gets up on the high ground, ducks into the side room, waits for that self-regeneration. Pika forced to use the Transcendence on the point, looking for the contest as Hakan and Little Flame pick up 2 picks. Now, with Stanny gone to their DPS, Sabri's forced to go for a res, and Hakan takes advantage, and now Orcs hold point B.
Right, absolutely. They're going to do a little bit cleanup. Ooh, Vortex was actually almost all the way back with his team, but Little Flame on the Sombra had to go all the way over there to take him out. And yeah, like you mentioned, it's just hard for them to break through right now. You out of that last push, you would have at least wanted to get one tick out of that, but they weren't able to do that. So now at the moment, ooh, watch Little Flame. He's in their backline right now. He knows the dive is going to come in soon.
He's going to take down this translocator of Alexander if
He's
he
going to
can.
try.
If he can, that is, but he just wants to shoot it. There we go. Now Alexander can't translocate out, so all he's got to do is wait for a big opportunity to use this EMP and single-handedly shut down the Ronin Horde's push, as they might not even need it. Alexander and I'm Dead Inside are very low in Outbreak as well. They just got to hold off for now. Sabri's going to be used as Valkyrie here, try and give his team some extra healing to push in, perhaps the damage boost as well, but Ronin Horde's got to move. They got to move now. With 1 minute and 55 seconds on the clock, and not a tick to show for it. They're in dire straits, really. Stanny does open things up on a con, but I'm Dead Inside. They're trading now. 5v5 on the point, but the defense still has the advantage. Sabri's able to rest Alexander, or I'm Dead Inside, but Alexander dies as a result because there's no mercy healing there because he was focused on resing the Winston, and that's big because Alexander died with the EMP, so they could have shut down some of this extra ultimates or maybe even the shields and won out the point, but they won't be able to do that. Next push they'll pull, so they'll have that EMP, they'll have the blade.
And they have to make it work, so they have to make this work. There's no way that you're going to get a bigger opportunity than you are going to get right now. Granted, on the other side, they have a lot of ultimates to kind of counter that. What you have to do is just get those 4 that have ultimates and shut them down very quickly.
Alexander and Little Flame, it's going to be the dueling EMPs here. You see Alexander's kind of in the back line here. You know he's looking for a big one on the supports. Everyone's grouped together to cast Hacked on the point. There you go. No monkey jump. They can finish him off right away. But a counter EMP from Little Flame and a Transcendence from Pika. It's going to shut this push down. Reckless and Starbreak both go down. Alexander next to fall. It's just Outbreak left on the point. Vortex is there. He's just trying to contest right now. But a con just single-handedly with that EMP absolutely demolishes the Ronin Horde. And their pushback again pulls 40 seconds.
I don't know how they. I mean, I do know how they lost the fight. The EMP of Little Flame came out first. That's just a little unfortunate because Stanny already popped his blade. Maybe if he saved it, there'd be some hope. But he popped it expecting Alexander to do it. But unfortunate, and Little Flame goes down. Now's your key.
Right.
That's your signal to go in. Right now, you have 20 seconds.
Hakan dead as well. You need to move now if you're the Ronin Horde, and they're going to do just that. Vortex opens things up with a sound barrier, and I'm Dead Inside does finish Pika off. There's the EMP we were waiting for. Waited for Dekest to use his Primal Rage so he doesn't have any jumps, and now they can just finish him off and nullify that Winston contesting power, but he was playing near the hacked health pack, and it's going to make him able to survive. Dekest is still contesting this point. Hakan, there we go. Gets the stick onto Vortex, and a pulse bomb takes down Alexander, but the bomb from Outbreak does kill Pika. Now, there's no supports on the point for the Orcs GP, and I really think that the Ronin Horde has a great opportunity to take this. All they need to do is DMAC Reckless, finish him off right now, and take down Starboy, who's on the point. Hakan's left. He's very low. You know he's got a recall here, but now he's got none. He's hacked even. That's a full team wipe. You got Pika coming back out, but he's just locked in the corner. He's taken down, and Dekest, you got to get there quick, man. You got to wait now. Wait for them to get another tick. Wait for it at the last possible moment, then jump in very quickly like he does just there, but he's going to get finished off very, very quickly. Executed Mafia style on that point. They put the gun to his back of his head and just shut him down very quickly. Reckless is the next to fall. The May swap from Starboy here. They're already forced overtime from the Ronin Horde. Alexander takes down Hakan. This is what it comes down to. Pulse. The Ronin Horde, they got to keep winning. They're in a good opportunity. They got a good standing too. Bomb comes up, takes down Little Flame. That's that. They take it, Pulse, but in overtime.
Yeah, that was Ronin Horde plays at its finest. I've mentioned it earlier, but there's a fundamental difference between these two teams that are the Goliaths of the tournament. I mean, look, Orcs GP, they have that never say die mentality. They're always in it, even when they're not in it. On the other side of Ronin Horde, these guys, they're just alpha dominant. They will overwhelm you with their strategies, with their comp essentially, and that's what we saw right there. And it took a little bit just because Orcs has that never say die mentality. It's two fundamental differences clashing here in these finals. I'm getting all worked up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pulse, you mentioned the alpha and the kind of mentality Ronin Horde has. And we saw that with the Sombra. You were talking about that. Is Alexander would hack a target, and then everyone would focus that target on Ronin Horde.
Absolutely.
And then Orcs GP, they were just trickling in one by one there. They would just hack, execute, hack, execute, hack, execute was what Ronin Horde was doing, and you saw how well it was working for them, and it was just a matter of Orcs just not giving up, never surrender, never say die, and holding on to that point for as long as they did. But now, Ronin Horde, they got to put up a heck of a defense here, because they'll be forced into a really bad position if the Orcs cap it with any time at all, where they have to hold first point and can't give up a single tick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what really they have to go through right now. They want to hold this point A as long as Orcs GP did. I mean, they pushed them all the way to overtime on point A, which is something that we don't see too often. And with Orcs coming out of the gate swinging, it's going to be a tough task. But if you just continue using the alpha dominant strategy that you've used all tournament long, and you have this great focus fire on certain opponents, then it could work out for you, and you'll be able to hold this.
Stanny scouting the spawns again. You saw Little Flame do that as well when the Orcs GP White were on the defense, but Stanny gonna take control of that mega health pack that Ronin Horde did try to take over on their first push, and it didn't work for them in the end, but they can again have full control of that on the defense here. And Stanny's flanking on the side here. He's just looking for a little hack onto perhaps Reckless or one of the other members of the Orcs GP. The Hamid actually would be a big hack target, but they collapsed onto Vortex. They found the supports in the back line. Vortex goes down. Sabri's very low. There you go. Both supports down. Orcs GP, they take this point easily here. There's no heals for the Ronin Horde whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just going to be all of them going down one by one. Outbreak's going to be, one to fall. And actually, look at this.
Oh, man.
They're just taking them all down one by one. It's not even close. And just a switch, a whole on just take with only a minute.
That's the worst possible position there. You saw the Hammond of the cast. He scouted out where the supports were and then pile drive them. And then Reckless was there to follow up as well. And they just took Vortex down right away. And then they killed Sabri right after. Plus, with no supports, then that was just a beautiful execution by the Orcs GP to find the right targets. And they're doing it again. Little Flame is looking for a hack onto one of the supports here. Sabri or Vortex will be massive because Sabri won't be able to Guardian Angel and Vortex won't be able to wall ride. And they're just easy pickings here for a Khan who swapped over to the Sphera. The Rockets are gonna be the big main damage dealer, and the hack comes out of the Sabri. One of the members of the Ronin Horde needs to be there, but Alexander puts an end to his life. He stuns him, whip shots him right back to spawn, and the Orcs GP are pushed back.
Yeah, I can imagine a compositional switch coming out here pretty soon, just because Hakan's on that Pharah now. So maybe not as strong as the Pharah as we've seen of like Stanny, because Stanny, it seems like Pharah is one of the heroes he specializes in, but it's still something to worry about. And it could be, it could be unfortunate if you use outbreaks. If you have to focus outbreak into the sky. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm dead inside though. He's coming up on his primal rage. And he was just waving back and forth through the window there towards the Mercy. And there's the EMP to start things off.
Oh, actually, yeah.
And there's the bomb. They know there's no shields. That bomb could have a big opportunity, but everyone's able to duck into the side rooms. Does DMAC Reckless. Now I'm dead inside. He's looking, as this Winston, for targets to dive on. He sees Pika, and he's trying to drive him back. The Fade gets baited out. And they're now just backing up. They want to take down Little Flame, but he's going to be able to translocate out in time. He's actually still in their backline, just kind of camping out here. Invisible. He's got the EMP pulse. He's gonna be going for sneaky.
Yeah, that's Sombra's play, especially since her changes. That's essentially what you do as Sombra now. And look, yeah, you're absolutely right. Sneaking that back line.
Oh, Sabri's there. Oh no, Sabri might have been caught in a bad opportunity. Oh no, the supports are in. Vortex and Sabri. Oh, yeah, don't mess with this support duo. They're gonna take you down right away. Alexander's there to finish him off. Dekest does get the DMAC onto Outbreak there.
Oh, spin to win.
Oh! Hakan used a barrage, but it got hacked by Stanny, so that's going to get shut down, and a Diva Bomb over the top. It's not going to find anything. Reckless uses that one. Orcs GP, they're throwing ultimates into that one. But
oh, yeah, goodness.
Man, this push shut down. Pika gets hacked again. No coalescence. Beautiful hacks from Stanny, but an EMP trying to turn the tides here. Alexander and I'm dead inside, though, just bring down Pika and Little Flame. I'm dead inside does pay for it, but he's able to get res, and I'll take in that trade any day. 2 for 1.
Right, absolutely. Orcs GP is going to have to do another reset, and essentially what they've done now is wore down their time to the time that Ronin Horde essentially started with. So all you have to do is just, so far so good. You've held it for a minute. All you have to do is hold it for 4 more. Oh yeah, when in doubt, definitely go to that. I mean, look, they're going to run hard into a Ronin Horde, but Ronin Horde, you got to keep that alpha mentality, and with Stanny, with this EMP, that's going to be something that can shut it down.
Oh, he's going to find a 6-man here. Easy. easily because
There
everyone's
it
grouped
is!
together. There's the big one that we were waiting for. Everybody's hacked. The Goats has no opportunity here. They're just demech. They're just demolished right now, Pulse. They have no opportunity. That's a full team wipe. You can't even fight this one.
Actually, yeah, absolutely. Look at the Ronin Nord. They're pushing him all the way back to the choke. That's how far they did it. Reckless just did, you know, a full-on reset. And now we're going to switch up the comp a little bit on the side of Ronin Horde as well. Stanley's going to go over to that Zarya. So he's going to take over the tank role. He's going to actually go triple tank with Outbreak, still staying on that Diva.
Oh, Pulse. That EMP was a big one, and Stanley's going to
definitely
swap over to the Zarya here. Wants to build up a grab and give his team the bubbles to try and counteract this Goats, but the Goats, they're pushing in on both sides now. Both sides went in down, and there's a big shatter. I'm dead inside. Takes them all down, and Dekest is the first one to fall. Hakal in there. He's still alive. He's trying to take down I'm dead inside, but you just can't. He's got way too much support, and they're just finishing off Little Flame here. Pulse, both sides switching over to the Goats, but you see the thing is here, Ronin Horde, they kept the core part of their comp, so they have still the ultimate advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm dead inside and Outbreak still didn't switch off, and they stayed on those heroes. Outbreak still had his still has his bomb, and we saw last time I'm dead inside using the shatter to kind of end out that Goats push, and they're gonna try one more time. Orcs with this never say die mentality.
All right, they've got a shatter Dekest is looking for when all they got to do is bring down this shield, and it's a good start with Alexander down. It's just on dead inside, and he's split. There it is. There's the shatter that they could have hoped for. Dekest with a big charge. They've taken control of the point now. The Orcs GP are on it. Outbreak gets taken down. There's a bomb over the top, and if you're the Ronin Horde, you need to switch quick. You need to get on the point as fast as possible. Doomfist is gonna make it. Alexander with a panic switch, but he's halted. The Graviton Surge, and nobody's gonna be able to get there. Pulse, they cap it. Round 2 is complete. Orcs GP, they're gonna have 2 minutes to get one tick. Pulse, can the Ronin Horde hold back the tidal wave that is the Orcs GP's offense?
They have to use that alpha mentality. They use it. We saw them use it so good here on this last point. They were just holding them back, and you know, once they won fights, they won it decisively. It wasn't like a back and forth fight. When Ronin Horde won fights, it was absolutely over for the Orcs GP. And then the only reason Orcs GP won there was because they were able to cap it. Oh look, they have 2 minutes left. How much time did it take them to cap point A? Around 2 minutes, because that's just what happens if you able to cap it. You get that bonus time, and something Ronin Horde wasn't able to get was because Orcs just has that never say die mentality. You have to hold things close. You know, you can't hold the high ground. You know, concede a tick and then engage them later. You only have a tick to work with, so they're gonna take the fight up close.
Pulse. All right. The Orcs GP White, they're going for the same composition here that they ran the first point. We saw how well that worked for them, but if I'm the Ronin Horde, I expect this, and how do I move to counter this composition?
So you don't, like I mentioned, you don't, I wouldn't recommend holding this high ground for too long. As soon as they start to engage the point, drop down. I mean, you could lay some suppressive fire from up here for a little bit. I'd say for around 30 seconds, but after that, you have to drop down to engage them. Little Flame doing that scouting.
He gets shot right away, though. He's got to wait for a little bit. Yeah, I was wondering why the rest of his team was waiting, and I figured out Little Flame was waiting. All right, now he gives his team the information. All right, guys, they're holding back left. They need to move. We need to move in, take them down right away with this pile driver and the Diva Dive composition, the combo that we saw last time. And actually, Orcs GP, they're going to rotate all the way around on the right side here, taking the high ground, going underneath. Perhaps where the Ronin Horde were holding Dekest. A little bit low, wants to pop
drop
shield
down,
right
drop on point.
There we go. Diva of Outbreak drops down right away. That's the first opening pick you need. With the Kest down, Orcs GP is going to have a hard time, especially with Reckless, the next one to be DMAC'd here.
Yeah, there's just going to be a little cleanup work right now. It's only the supports left and Little Flame Sombra. He's going to translocate out of there, but actually, look at this. Hakan still staying alive right here. And if they... Exactly, yeah, never say die, but with that, you are going to get a little stagger because your team's going to take a while to get back to full strength, and they essentially bought themselves around 10 more seconds, and every second matters here in these grand finals where everything's on the line.
Little Flame's already got an EMP. Oh, I know exactly what he's going to go for. He's going to sneak around here, get the big EMP as everyone is holding up on the high ground. Pulse, this could spell disaster for Ronin Horde if they're not careful. They got to watch out as well. Pika's got the Coalescence. Alexander has the rally, but here comes Little Flame in the back. He's looking for a big one.
Here
He's
it
going to
is.
find it. Oh my goodness. That's a 6-man. He just needs to use it right now. All of them are hacked. Ronin Horde has no opportunity to take this back. Vortex goes down. Stanny's cut down. Here's the blade from Makan, and there's no counteraction that you could possibly take. Sabri able to avoid it. Used his Valkyrie in the nick of time, but he's the last man standing. Outbreak is there as well, but Outbreak's just going to be focused down right away. Orcs GP is going to take full Skya here, Pulse, but man, if it was close, that EMP from Little Flame is absolutely the catalyst here.
Oh my goodness, the Sombra play in these finals. Those are that's the players that are turning the tides of these battles. The Sombras are just going so hard with Stanny and Little Flame. And Pika's going to play the game. I can imagine this is when he just kind of threw the damage orb in there after the, oh, actually, no, this is not what I was expecting it to be. So, but still, big shatter, and this kind of ended out the whole push. And this is when Orcs GP was able to flip it. And with that time bank that they had, they were able to get it within the last 20 seconds. They got the point, and that's why we mentioned earlier that point A of Volskaya is super important. Ronin Horde essentially lost that because they took so long to cap point A, but still a very close fight. 23 enemies EMP'd. Goodness gracious, Little Flame.
Man, that shows you the value Sombras gets and has been getting here. Whew. Man, we've seen it. Halix, Stanny, Alexander, Little Flame, all these guys playing these Sombras, and you know, with her invisibility changes, it's been so interesting to see how teams play this Sombra and use her hacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like with the changes coming in, Sombra's kind of been going in and out of the meta, but right now, she's in, especially since it's a fundamental change with her most recent, updates. It's because with her new updates, she's more of a scout. Her invisibility lasts forever. She's not able to contest the point when she's invisible, so she's not kind of like supposed to be as annoying as she used to be. But she's more of a scout. The hack is still as powerful as ever, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Super close. That was just a super close map, but Orcs are going to walk away with the win here.
All right, moving into our next map, Pulse. Orcs GP, they're up 1-0. Remember, best of 5 in these finals, no longer a best of 3. So if I'm the Orcs GP white here, I carry this momentum. Pulse, how do they carry this momentum into the next map, and how does Ronin Horde try to shut this down?
Well, if you're the side of Orcs GP, you just do what you've been doing. You realize, you faced this opponent before, and you're able, like we mentioned in the Team Exile interview we did with Mr. Mustachio. He said, well, it seems like Ronin Horde's been training in the couple weeks that since the seasons ended all the way here to these finals, and they weren't expecting some things. Orcs GP, they may be feeling that too. They're like, okay, are these going to be the same guys we faced last time? Is this going to be a new Ronin Horde? And once they go against Ronin Horde, they realize, okay, we beat them last time. We could still beat them now, even though they've had some changes. So very, very interesting to see how they carry this over with the momentum that they have. They have the win under their belt, and like you mentioned, it is a best of 5. It's going to be crazy to see how these guys play out here. I'm getting anxious because I'm just excited to see how these guys who goes home and who gets the win.
Absolutely here, and even if you do go home, second place is nothing to scoff about. Even third,
Absolutely not.
That Team Exile took. And Pulse, if that first map was any indication of what this rest of the series, it's gonna be a big one. I mean, you saw Ronin Horde there in Orcs GP. If Ronin Horde didn't lose that first point as quick as they did, I absolutely think this match would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that point A, we put a lot of emphasis on that point A. So Volskaya Industries, that's just 2 CP for you. This is how it goes. We're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on to an escort map, and we're waiting for Ronin Horde to decide. Remember, these guys. We made a couple of jokes during regular season because these guys don't usually lose. So when they do lose, they're like, oh, what? We have to pick a map. It's something that these guys aren't used to. So we're gonna see what Ronin Horde picks out here.
Alrighty, Pulse, if I'm running Horde here, what do I pick? I pick a map that plays towards our strengths, right? Mm-hmm. And their strengths is in holding momentum. What's a map that's good for them?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of escort. Well, actually, wait. Let's see. Well, we're still trying to decide if it's hybrid or escort, but it's
We're
because
hey,
there's a little
we're
confusion in
just
that.
as confused as everyone is apparently. But if it's a hybrid map, well then throws a little bit
Oh, it's
more
fine.
more
Yeah,
mix there. If I'm running Horde here, probably picking King's Row. That's a map that probably best, and that's a map more than anything where momentum plays a big part in it. But they might throw a little bit of spice in the mix. They Orcs
yeah.
GP might have also been practicing King's Row, so I mean, personally, I want to see some Nimbani over here,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that's fine if you guys pick something else. I'm not bitter at all. It's just
I
that
just,
it's always King's Row.
I
Not,
just,
not bitter, not salty. It's all right. It's okay.
I just think that Mbani would also be a great further alpha mentality for Ronin Horde because there's a lot of high ground looking down on point A, and if you just have standing on the Pharah, you maybe throw in a Widowmaker there, and it's a lot that you could just kind of dominate an enemy anytime they try to come on to the
Hmm.
point. So it feels like they're gonna pick Eichenwald, so
Okay.
both of us wrong. Yay!
That I mean, okay, I could well make sense. That's a good pick actually for running Horde. That's a map also that you can use momentum to your advantage. Because first point you can run goats and snowball right away. Then second point, if you push through the castle and take the Orcs GP off the high ground there, then you have a great opportunity to take the rest of it. And then in the castle as well. Yeah, so this is a pretty momentum focused map. So running Horde, I like that they've like this map pick that we're seeing from them right now, and it's just a matter of how they execute this pulse. What do you think Orcs GP is going to put on the defense though to counteract this perhaps goats push from Ronin?
Well, we've seen them run, the Orisa Diva before, and also just Orisa Hog. Usually, I mean, that seems like more of a secure pick for these guys, especially if you're going to hold on point A. I can't imagine that we'll see, two surprising picks coming out of their DPS line. They usually like to stay pretty consistent. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if we're still seeing Sombra, just because that's how these
Yeah.
two teams are playing each other. Is that we're still going to keep seeing Sombra and over again.
Make a lot of sense for them to pick Sombra as well here on Eichenwald because you got to get through that first choke, and once you get through that first choke, you're kind of not paying attention behind you. So Sombra has a great opportunity for some easy hacks perhaps. So I expect Little Flame and Alexander, maybe Stanny every now and then to be playing some Sombra here because. I mean, we've been seeing Sombra a lot more recently, and it makes a lot of sense for them to bring it here on Eichenwald. Might be a little bit of a more interesting pick rather than, in the past, Eichenwald's been very, very like double sniper or, maybe even like Soldier 76 sometimes. They've seen Torbjorn too on defense.
Yeah, we have definitely. But I mean, look, one thing I do want to point out from Orcs GP is that the holding them back is like holding back water with your hand. You're trying to create that dam with your hands. So it's always going to be, a little part of that water sneaking through, and that's how it feels like when you're running, Orcs GP on the offense. It seems like one of them is always going to get through. It's because they have that never say die mentality in this, and it's brought them all the way to these grand finals and these playoffs. So I'm interested to see how that's going to come into play here on Eichenwald because this hybrid part, the first part, it being the capture point. It's I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out because just these two fundamental differences running against each other. It's been interesting to watch throughout the whole season.
Absolutely here, and these teams. Last time we saw them play, it was extremely close between these two. They again we mentioned it before the match started is that Ronin Horde took the map off of the Orcs GP, and that's the only reason why their map differential is -1 from the Orcs GP is because they faced off against each other. And Orcs did win that one out, but granted that was a little while ago, and I'm sure that the Ronin Horde have been studying and practicing. We heard from Mr. Mustachio, that's what they were doing against Ronin Horde, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ronin Horde did the same both to Team Exile and to the Orcs GP White.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this comp coming out, and Dive is essentially. Oh, look, okay, it's cool. I wasn't even looking at the team comp, and I'm glad they're running Dive because I was just saying that Dive is something that these teams have been very comfortable, and especially I'm dead inside. I feel like throughout the whole season, he's been a competent Reinhardt, a final Orisa, but Winston is definitely the one that's been kind of the go-to, and with that, Ronin Horde's been running Dive a lot this season.
Absolutely, and again, there is Alexander. on that Sombra pick, we predicted this a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how exactly he wants to execute this farm mercy from Hakan and Starboy that you need to watch out for. Alexander almost goes over the edge, but he's just sneaking by the front line here. You see Reckless is applying pressure in that side room there. It's going to halt Alexander for the time being because he doesn't want to get found out right now. He does take a little bit of chip and is forced to get out of his invisibility there, but it's really no harm, no foul. He snuck through. He got the invisibility once more, and he's going to be looking for a hack onto Pika here in the back line to finish him off right away with no harmony and no support. It's going to be very hard, and there you go. Coming out of Invis, looking to finish off Pika very low. There you go, Alexander. Opened it up big time, and he's just going to translocate out of here the second he gets in danger. And Stanny takes advantage of the fact that they rotated into that room and moves in and cuts down Starboy right away. This is going to be Ronin Horde taking this first one. Brilliantly executed attack.
Yeah, they still have a couple pieces to watch out for. Reckless's Diva and Hakan's Farah are there. And it's putting a lot of pressure on them at the moment, but like you mentioned, it's going to be Ronin Horde's fight to win, especially with the spawn advantage just being so much in their favor.
Yeah, with two supports down right away, with both your supports really, the Orcs GP, you can't continue fighting that fight because it's a losing fight. And they're going to switch over here, Starboy over on the Ana, and now they're running triple support with this Brigitte. Little Flame probably going to hold the front line with this Winston very similarly to how he's doing now, and just try and drive back the counter dive, you know, that'll come out from I'm Dead Inside and Outbreak, you know, respectively. And, you know, they jump in, you stun him, you take him down right away. There you go, exactly like that. Alexander was looking for another cheeky hack, and Little Flame just stuns him, finishes him off. It's that simple, really. You just left-click enemies as Brigitte when you got your shield up, and then they just magically die. You know, she's like a magician.
Yeah, watch out for this whole match for the DPS ultimates working in tandem. Alexander popping that EMP, so Stanny, we can see one of those famous Stanny blades that we were talking about earlier.
Ooh, Nana boosting too, and there you go, bada boom. There's there
it is.
For the highlight reels. He gets stunned right away, but two,
Stanny!
Oh my goodness, and to Kess the next one to go down. Stanny chopping him up into little itty bitty pieces. I mean, he's living up to their name, you know, these Ronin Horde. Man. What a play.
Horde mentality, yeah, exactly. They're going to just overwhelm them, have that alpha dominant strategy, and wow, Vortex lands asleep through the door. I don't even know how he landed that.
We were watching Stanny there, so I'm not even sure what happened, but clearly it was very exciting as the members of the Ronin Horde are trying to hold him back at this little choke here. Bomb comes out, Starboy body blocked, nowhere to move, gets killed by it, and now Pika's just dove upon. That's a full team wipe if they can finish off the Kest here, who I'm sure is going to use his Primal Rage. No, he's not. Okay. You know why he didn't use his Primal Rage? He was anti-nated. Yeah. If he would have used this Primal Rage, he wouldn't have gotten any health. It would have been a complete waste. And now, look at this pulse. This is the kind of momentum I'm talking about. This is why this was a genius decision from the Ronin Horde to pick this map. They're pushed so far forward, and they got the pick on the Starboy, too. That's massive. It just feeds them more ultimates.
Absolutely, yeah, and then with that, it's because that alpha mentality, they want to dominate you throughout this whole match, and they will push up so far. I'm Dead Inside has the primal rate, so I can imagine to smack around some fools in a second.
All right, see, they've just nano boosted Hakan's Brigitte here, and there you go. I'm Dead Inside does use it. He's smacking around the aforementioned fools, like you said, but he just gets finished off by Little Flame. He was stuck. He's dead inside and outside now, but Stanny with another Nano Blade with the EMP combination and more DPS ultimates working in tandem. He does get slapped. He gets charged, but no, Dekes finds Sabri instead. He gets the wrong target and just knocks Stanny up into the air. But regardless, that sleep totally clutched it out. Starboy's been popping off with these pulls.
Oh yeah, Stanny, you owe Sabri a drink. He defended for you. Yeah. Oh my goodness, these Anas. What more could you say? Like they're just performing at such a high level. Everyone is performing at that level they need to be performing. We'll put a lot of emphasis on the tanks and DPS, but the support line is just absolutely going crazy right now.
Oh, Hakan, please don't do that with your shield there. You're gonna give us all a headache. But if I'm Orcs GP, I hold around this corner. I build towards the Shatter. I shield bash the Reinhardt if I'm Dead Inside, and then I land a big one because both sides here are running the similar kills. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, that was denied. Nice try there.
The Diva bombs.
But it's not going to happen. Diva bombs on both sides. Little Flame falls to Outbreak. There you go. 5v6, 5v4 now with your Brigitte down. And now you're Ryan down. Ronin Horde easily take this, Bulls.
Oh my goodness, Ronin Horde, as soon as they get snowballing, you can't stop these guys. Oh, you may have a never say die mentality, but they're gonna make you die, trust me.
Absolutely. Pika here going for the contest, going for the sound barrier. A little bit of a soft reset there early because, of course, if you get into Lucio's line of sight within 1 second, he can still get the shields. But big shatter, no follow-up, however, and Dekessa's gonna pay for it. He goes down, another shatter. Pika knocked down, finished off right away. That's the follow-up you need on the shatters right there. And I'm dead inside playing very far forward. Rally comes out. They're gonna give everyone the armor that they need, but Little Flame gets caught on that grab, and he gets finished off right away. Reckless, the next one to fall. Dekessa's there, but he really is the last Crusader here, fighting right next to his Master's armor, and he's gonna be the next one to be taken down because he's so low. Pika can't sustain it for that long here on this Lucio here. He's just trying to keep himself alive. He gets batted to the side. Bomb comes up on the chandelier. It's actually, I think, going to cancel out the damage, but there you go. Counter shatter because you got grabbed. That's exactly how you want to play it, because that means there's no follow-up whatsoever. Starboy's Coalescence gets shut down right away. Reckless trying to be sneaky. Does go down. Reinhardt's colliding. Vortex finishes him off. Vortex gets 3 there to get this one for the Ronin Horde. Man, Pulse. Ronin Horde, again, once they get those wheels rolling, they are not stopping for anything.
Absolutely not. There's no way to stop these guys. I mean, look, if going against RUOWCup is like holding back water with your hands, Ronin Horde is like trying to catch a boulder rolling down the hill. It is so hard. Once they get rolling, it's almost impossible to stop these guys. And we see how it works. You know, we can keep saying over and over again that they're a momentum-based team, but how it works is everything working in tandem. They're a well-oiled machine, and everything moves together. The support line is always where they need to be. You know, they're never caught out usually. The ults are timely. The DPS, you know, do their job and pop off. The tank lines are just always there to support their teams, protecting them while also engaging and providing, you know, frontline damage. That's just how they roll. You know, they've been together for a while now, as you know, even before this tournament, and with that, you know, synergy that they have. You know, Mr. Musashio said Team Exile, you know, they were friends. I can imagine Ronin Horde's the same.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've heard it from them. You know, Sabri and Vortex, we've interviewed these guys. We've gotten, you know, a little peek into the cogs of the machine, like you were saying. And again, they all work in tandem. They know everybody's jobs. They know what everyone's going to be doing, and they just trust. That's the most important, is they trust their teammates to come out in clutch at the right time, and that everyone's on the same page. And because they're truly a team. Both sides are truly teams. You know, they work together, like you were saying, to make the machine that is, you know, the RUOWCup White or the Ronin Horde or the Team Exile. You know, that's how it works, is everyone's just trusts each other. And look at this, switching over to goats. All right, orcs. Oh, a little bit of modified goats here. Pika is on this Ana. Yeah, Pulse, what are they going to do with this Ana?
Well, they're going to use that grenade to their advantage. I mean, really, that's why you run the Ana. Oh no, watch out, you're getting scouted out though by Alexander. He knows that you guys are there, and he's going to try to end someone in the back line.
Yeah, Stanny, there you go. Finishes off Starboy right away with that rocket there. And Hakan gets hacked as well by Alexander. Is flanking in the backline. The Ana of Pika was forced to use his biotic grenade very early in that fight, and that's going to cost them the push, perhaps, because he could have used it to keep Starboy alive and get the rest of his team the healing. But it's all right, no harm, no foul. You got time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do have a lot of time to engage here. It's just, you know, remember, Ronin Horde essentially won this point very quickly. They're going to snowball the way on the point. They're going to concede a tick. No, they're not. They're going to try to bring the fight right onto the point.
There's a tick, but a barrage up top. Stanny kills Hakan right away. He goes down to a fire strike himself. But those hacks from Alexander, hacked Reckless to start and then hacked Starboy, just completely negating both of those heroes' movement abilities is perfect, because then D.Va can't fly and contest Stanny, which allowed him to get the barrage.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know they only gave up a tick there, but great ultimate usage and great shot calling. It seems like, you know, you mentioned it earlier, but as soon as the hack comes in, the whole Ronin Horde is just diving onto the person who was hacked.
Yeah, here we go, and again, Ronin Horde has held back the RUOWCup longer than the RUOWCup held back the Ronin Horde, which wasn't for long. So they're already at a winning, and here this EMP
hack
from Alexander was massive. It caught everybody, and now not only do they have an opportunity to kill all of the members of the RUOWCup, they know the ultimates they have. They expect this nano boost that came out onto Dekest, but it's a matter of, can you counter it? You have a Transcendence from Vortex, but you still need to be looking out for that anti-nade from Pika here, who just uses Nano Boost, so you know he won't have that at least. But there, you see, I'm Dead Inside is all purple now, and soon he's going to be dead. He is. Sabri's up top, used the Valkyrie there, both support ultimates invested, and nothing to show for it. Ronin Horde loses this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know why? I think they were Ronin Horde was going for that reset, going for that break. Like, okay, we won that fight. You know, everyone calm down now. But nope, RUOWCup, you got to know they don't play like that. They never say die. So you know, as soon as that fight, you know, you think it's over, but then it just gets re-engaged right back, and they weren't ready for it.
Oh, Pulse! Look at Little Flame's positioning right now. He's gonna be looking for a big Graviton Surge in the back line. And the question is, what are they going to combo with this? They have the Diva Bomb, but are they just going to get pure damage here? Oh, he's sneaking up on Vortex now. He's trying to drive him off the high ground and gets the kill, actually. Now, Little Flame here, they're at an opportunity on the back of him. I'm Dead Inside, forced to use his Primal Rage, was getting awful low. Vortex does get resurrected here. Little Flame falls. Vortex getting his revenge from the grave. He's like a zombie, comes back and takes Little Flame down in the same manner that he was killed himself. So bam, there you go.
Yeah, but you have to watch out. RUOWCup is coming out of this spawn with a lot of ults. They're going to get a little compositional, so Sakan's going to go over to that McCree to take care of Stanny.
It seems like it's working. He's finding shots, get the body shot on the Stanny, and even if he doesn't get the kill, just forcing the Ferret to play closer towards the team is what you want. Oh, there you go. The MP and the bomb to Kesta and Hakan both caught. You got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and that bomb will find you no matter what. Little Flame tries to get out, but Alexander an outbreak there. Both those boys. See, Pulse, this is the trust we were talking about.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Everything working in tandem with that DPS line, with that support line. I mean, look, we've seen Vortex get a triple kill. We just saw Alexander get a triple kill. We've seen Outbreak. I'm Dead Inside. Everyone, it's all going in tandem. Yeah, watch Stanny right now.
They're okay. They're playing in the I can't even remember the castle. I was trying to say hotel. I'm thinking of King's Row here because that's again what's picked so often. But now the RUOWCup, their beautiful rotation from Ronin Horde. Just concede that to them. Give them the high ground because it doesn't matter. Nobody's on the cart right now. All you have to do if you're running Horde is play cart and prevent the members of the RUOWCup from touching it in the first place with your superior rotations. But as a result, you do give a call on the high ground here, so you need to be careful because he's got the high noon. Stanny, though, is still looking for this barrage. There you go. But Hakan catches two. Sabri and I'm Dead Inside are both in the air. Stanny did dodge it. Does take down Hakan here. He still has a barrage, but I would save it for later because Pika is just going to kill you.
Yeah, Pika, you know, hey, man, on as a sniper. That's what I'm saying. He's going to get that long-distance shot, take him down. And I love that RUOWCup didn't even use a lot of their ultimates in that push, you know. They only used Starboards, really. Yeah, exactly. They still have all those, they still have all tank ultimates along with Pika's Nano.
Yeah, and Little Flame, see, he's creeping around the corner again, gets a Graviton Surge. There's no charge, though, and the Transcendence was there. However, a barrage kills Starboy. Little Flame and a Kondo get the counter picks. Far Mercy now dismantled. Reckless is going to get nano boosted. They need to finish off this Winston, who just took down two. He's dancing around down in the bottom, the little basement there, and he does die to Little Flame. Alexander just trying to stay alive right now, but you've got really members of the RUOWCup on all sides of you. You need to get out of there. He's able to escape in the side room here, but Reckless and the caster chasing him down. He's trying to run for his life. He's able to escape at the end of things, though, and the thing there is the Orcs, they got progress on the point. They finally moved it onto this bridge, and they really need one more solid push, and they'll get it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to start to engage here slowly, one by one. Dekes is going to miss the charge, but, you know, the point is that they're there on that point. There goes. Oh, actually, never mind. Starboy stays alive.
Oh! Big bomb from Reckless. There you go. Vortex and Stanny both down. Stanny and Vortex, they weren't close to their ultimates, though, so it's not the biggest of losses. You can possibly still fight this with that Diva Bomb. The cast, he has no shield. You just need to keep fighting this if you're the Ronin Horde. Just wait for your reinforcements to come back. Alexander's got an EMP, could possibly save things, but Vortex gets knocked away, and he's not going to be able to contest. And Stanny here is just going to go in for the reset.
Yeah, I love that the ultimates, how in tandem they're working on that last push, though. I want to point out something Ronin Horde did. They got the EMP as soon as that Graviton came in, so there's no charge or anything coming in from the rest of the team. And that's just how you know that, you know, both these teams, you know, are a well-oiled machine, that they're working in tandem with each other. Watch Alexander right now. He's going to go for that EMP.
He's going to find a big one. I'm Dead Inside. Finishes him off right away. Two already dead. I'm Dead Inside. That's the real teleports behind you. Nothing personnel kid from Alexander right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be another restart for RUOWCup, and their time is whittling down. You know, they can see it in front of their eyes. Yeah, Alexander's gonna clean up with Hakan. That's gonna be a stagger if I've ever seen one.
Here's the thing, Pulse. Even if the Orcs GP take this right now on this next push, even if they capped it right now somehow, the payload glitches all the way to the end, they still have less time in the bank than the Ronin Horde.
Exactly.
So Ronin Horde, they've already technically won the battle here. Now it's just a matter of winning the war. You need to win this and prevent this round from going on for longer than it possibly could. Starboy's going up top here. He's looking for some cheeky boops, trying to displace the tanks here because Dekessa's got the shatter. If you can displace the tanks, then you can get a big shatter, but they're not even going to need it because the Graviton Surge and the shatter both come down. 4, 5, baby. Count them. Alexander's the last man standing, but he's finished off. That's a full team wipe. Pulse, can anyone even get back? I don't think they can. Saber's respawning right now. He might be able to touch in the nick of time, but you need to watch out for Starboy. He boops him back in, and that's that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to a next round, but Pulse again, Ronin Horde, they got more time in the bank.
Yeah, absolutely, they do, and it's going to get rounded up to 1 minute for Orcs GP, and yeah, like you mentioned, they have more time in the bank. Look, Orcs GP, they essentially have around 2 pushes if they're quickly. If they lose the first pitch, if they lose the first push very quickly. But Orcs GP, you know, they got 4 or 5 maybe, you know, in that bank right there. So you could engage, take your time really. You know, you could have these times to build up ultimates. While Orcs GP, they don't really have that luxury.
Absolutely here, and all right, it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, triple tank here on the defense. No, they're switching with the farmers. He makes a lot of sense here. There you go. See, that's good old debate. You see, you think the comp's one thing, and then all of a sudden they swap it up to some other thing, and I'm like, all right, whatever, guys. I see how it is. But on the side of the offense here, it seems they're running goats. Unless they switch this up at the last second, this is a good decision because if you need to take a point quickly, goats is how you do it.
Yeah, they just snowball their way onto the point, and that's how Orcs been this whole match. Now with Ronin Horde, you know, they're running the same comp that they were just running, you know, a second ago that we saw them run. Alexander is going to be the key to watch. He's going to get these sneaky EMPs, these sneaky hacks to enable Stanny. Really, that's all it's about, is enabling the rest of your team, and especially Stanny, to kind of engage on his enemies.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen the value that Sombra has gotten against Goat's composition here. You know, this 3-3 gets basically annihilated. You see Reckless hacked. He's got no defense matrix. He's got no damage mitigation for his team. They only have the bubble, so they gotta wait for a little bit. Just trying to, you know, and that's what's important, is they burn time off the clock here for the Orcs GP. They need to push on. This is going to be their last fight as a result of that hack, and Reckless pays for it. He's demech'd right away. He's discorded as well. Somebody's got to click on him very quickly because he can get finished off right away, but Little Flame does kill I'm Dead Inside. It's now basically a 5.5v5, but Little Flame comes up big again with Alexander now falling, and Sabri, and Vortex, and Stanny. They're all dead on this point, Pulse. There you go.
Yeah, that's the power of goats. Yeah, that's absolutely the power of goats right there. I mean, look, they're going to have to stay on the cart the whole time because the overtime is going to start to be burning down right about now. So all you need to do is just win one fight if you're the Ronin Horde. So essentially, just get a clean team wipe, which we've seen them do over and over again, and then this point's yours.
Alright, Pulse, remember though, it's OT. None of the Orcs GP can get off the point. They won't get any more time. If I am the Ronin Horde right now, all I need is one game-winning halt to this push, and if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be Stanny's Barrage that's coming up soon. Dekessa though does find Vortex, but Stanny's hacked. He's still on the high ground here, but he's like a fish out of water with his no boosters. He's still, however, got this Barrage, and he's looking for a big one.
There it is!
EMP. The Barrage might have been a little bit too high though. It is. He only demechs Reckless there. The spread on the rockets prevents him from getting perhaps the value that he wanted, but still gets the picks. Vortex switching over to his Hammond. There's the Graviton Surge. Alexander's caught by Little Flame and gets killed. Gets executed here. Pulse, they keep rolling here, but man, unlucky with that Barrage.
Yeah, they whiffed on a couple ults there, especially Outbreak's bomb. I didn't really know where the goal was there. And yeah, I agree with you, Stanny's Barrage was a little bit too high. He couldn't focus fire as much as maybe he'd like to. So a little unfortunate because all you need to win was really one tick, and they got a little over anxious there. But now you have to engage. You still have that mentality of you only need to win one fight.
Watch Dekessa here with a shatter. He can totally take this single-handedly. And actually, Hakan taking down Vortex and Alexander. That's that. 4v6 now on the point with your off support down. There's no Discord, no nothing. Then with your Diva down and all these members falling on the point, there's nothing you can do if you're running Horde. Orcs might push it all the way here, Pulse.
Yeah, look, that's that never say die mentality. Like they're scooping their hands into that cup and trying to hold back that water, but that's not going to work too well for you if you're trying to do that. You have to think of something different. the Orcs GP, Little Flame is putting a lot of pressure on them. He's gonna have to fall back eventually, but still, he's holding them back.
If I'm Ronan Hort here, I'm getting a little frustrated because you totally thought you had this in the bag, but now you're just getting pushed back by the Orcs' ultimate usage. You see that right there? Let that be an example. EMP Shatter combination. There's nothing you can do if you're Ronan Hort, and I'm frustrated right now, man. I feel what these guys are feeling is because you think you have this. You just need to get them off for 1 second, but you just can't. And it's just so frustrating for these the members of the Ronan Horde. But Stanley going down right away. He was hacked there. Alexander switches over to the Doomfist. He's got nowhere to go. This bomb's going to take him out. Sabri gets focused down, dies to the bomb. Outbreak is there, but again, Pulse, it's already overtime. They're fighting a losing fight. Orcs is going to cap this. They push it all the way in overtime, using their ultimates to the best of their advantages, countering what the Ronan Horde threw at them, and then using their own to the best of their abilities. And Pulse, it all came down to that barrage being too high. That if they would have wiped him all out there, like he had the opportunity to, then it would have been it. But he was just a little bit too high, and sometimes, you know, that just happens.
Yeah, and that's that Orcs GP just pushing through all the way. I mean, they didn't even give Ronan Horde time to think. Essentially, they just wrecked them. They pushed through all the way. They won one fight, and Orcs GP just kept that going throughout the whole time. I mean, even with Stanny's, Farah kind of raining down some rockets on them, they still pushed it all the way, and that's just because they stayed on the point at all times and they stuck together. We mentioned earlier that one of the advantages that Orcs GP has is that game sense, and that showed it right there. These guys were so smart. They knew who to focus fire, and we could say all the mistakes that Ronan Horde may have made there in that final part, but still, props all the props in the world to Orcs GP for taking that all the way in overtime.
All right, Starboy, what are we doing? What are you communicating to your team? We've seen the similar kind of strategy with this Goat's Hold very close to spawn on Blizzard World. They did this almost similar thing here, yeah. And Starboy said, we came up with it in the heat of the moment. And Hakan, there you go. He scouts him out. What they're going to do, Pulse, is they're going to speed boost out from behind, coming out here. The Ronan Horde has no idea what just hit them. They just come out on a strange tangent. But right now, Alexander's backdooring, or not Alexander, Hakan, he's backdooring the point right now. He wants to cap it. Oh, no.
Or not?
It was Alexander. No. All right, I'm getting all mixed up here. It was indeed Alexander. Little Flame, or Hakan rather, did drop back to contest him there on the point. I'm getting all mixed up here, Pulse. These colors, it's too much for my my simple brain to handle.
Look, they're in doubt right now because they're going to switch it up to that Goats comp, and Ronan Horde's going to try to pull it away into the point.
Yeah, but again, they're split up once more here. The Orcs GP hit him from the top, and Alexander flushed through the building out on top of the bridge and just dies to the fire strike. Trying to charge in is I'm dead inside, but he gets slammed into the wall himself. The counter charge. Pulse, this is very reminiscent of the finals of the Kongdu Panthera versus Runaway. A very similar situation here with both sides running Goats, but it was just Kongdu Panthera shutting down Runaway again and again.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's how Ronan Horde's feeling right now, and that's the biggest shatter of the season, ladies and gentlemen.
They survived. There you go. They all survive it. Even though it was a big one, they couldn't follow up because a beautiful stun by Alexander halts Dekest in his tracks. And as a result, they overextended there. The defense, Orcs GP, they thought they had it in the bag, but no, they do not, in fact. And now, Ronan Horde, they're going to cap the point.
Yeah, they're going to cap the point with essentially the time that Orcs GP started with. Here comes the Diva Bomb that's going to do a little bit of cleanup. So they get Vortex in. They're still fighting on this point, even though it's been flipped.
You see, this is a wise decision. Prevent the cart from moving, and then just try and take them down, and it works for them. They get the EMP. They're just going to spawn camp the Ronan Horde right now, Pulse. But you need to watch out for this Graviton Surge from Stanny.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what you have to. That's the thing that you're gonna have to be worrying about. Alexander, I imagine, is gonna pop the rally as soon as he can. They're gonna go at the other exit of the spawn, not the normal one. So they're gonna start to engage here, and they have to get them away from this point.
Oh,
there's
shatter.
Another big shatter.
That might have just done it, but a counter shatter by I'm Dead Inside knocks down 2. Starboy first to use his sound barrier here. But again, if any of the Ronan Horde pick off one of the members of the Orcs GP, they have all the advantage in the world because their spawn is literally right there. Sabri comes back out, uses the sound barrier. OT on the point. all the members of the RUOWCup are caught on that Graviton Surge, and Little Flame falls right away. He already used his Graviton. Oh my goodness, that's a big bomb. There could possibly be a game-ending bomb. That was Reckless just came up big time, ladies and gentlemen, to cast his Shatter, and Reckless's bomb ending this out. Nobody from the Ronin Horde could touch it. The spawn camp pulse, it paid off. RUOWCup, they take this somehow.
Somehow, some way, they were able to go up to Ronin Horde spawn and said, come outside and play with us. And
What
Pika's gonna get the play of the game here.
earth?
I don't even know what I just witnessed. That was absolutely insane. Reckless ending it out with a huge bomb.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know why that's not play of the game, but this was the other massive play from the RUOWCup while they were on that game-winning offense pulse, and we talked about it. That's the ultimates working in tandem. The Shatter came out, Coalescence just split them down the middle. Nothing the Ronin Horde could do there. And
I want to point out these two player cards right now. Pika with 18,000 healing and Reckless with objective time. They didn't get it, they're not on the board for those massive kills. They're on the board for what they do to benefit the team. The healing and the staying on the objective. And that's how you win, ladies and gentlemen. You got to work in tandem as a team.
Oh my gosh, Bulls, this is such an intense match between these guys. I thought there's no way Orcs could hold that, but they did it. They used their EMP, they shut them all down, and then they just spawn camped them. They used that Graviton Surge and their ultimates to the best possible. Let me just restart that whole sentence. I'm so excited I can't even properly form sentences. They use their ultimates to the best of their ability, and it works for them so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And look, Orcs, what are you doing to your casters? How could you still be surprising us, in the playoffs? You had a whole season to keep surprising us with that never say die mentality, and we acknowledge it. We know that you guys are going to keep fighting until the end. But look, I mean, you're going to hold it all the way up on their spawn? Are you kidding me? How are you still surprising us this late in the game? And they're going to go up 2-0. Now it's game point.
If I'm running Horde here, I got my back against the wall, but sometimes that's the opposite of what you want to do. Never attack a cornered snake, and that is possibly what Ronin Horde is right now, because they will strike out at anything. Alright, control map pulse. This is what we saw last match. We saw it was Nepal. We saw how intense that was, and we're going to be going to Oasis. What are the teams running? What does Ronin Horde have to do to gain back this momentum?
Well, I mean, you gotta kill. I feel like there's some comfort picks. I'm gonna see some comfort picks come out. Maybe they're gonna run that Goats comp again. We saw Mr. Mustachio from Team Exile point out that Ronin Horde's Goats comp has improved massively from the last time. So that's what I'm excited to see. When they come out of the gate, maybe we'll see a Goats comp come at the point. Maybe we'll see a modified Goats. That's what I love. Keep the core of the Goats. Keep that triple tank. Maybe keep that Moira as well to kind of get that burst healing in. But then have a little bit of changes. Maybe throw in an Ana. Maybe even throw in, like a DPS, we've seen them throw in a McCree out of nowhere. So, I'm also excited to see how these guys, switch it up to come out here. Man, what a final we're in right now. I'm losing my mind over here.
This is seriously insane. Both these teams are making the biggest possible plays in these finals. I mean, Reckless's bomb. I'm still in shock. That thing was game ending 100%. That was the final nail in the coffin that the RUOWCup White needed. And Pulse, oh man, we're on this final round here. RUOWCup, you gotta be on a big high coming out of this. And Ronin Horde, you're frustrated perhaps, you're a little bit angry. You turn that anger into something you can use. Turn it into your play. Channel that. Don't get tilted. You gotta channel that energy that you've gotten from this, that anger, that rage perhaps that you've built up. Again, getting stopped like you just did against the RUOWCup, and then Pulse, you hit him hard. You hit him where it hurts.
Exactly, yeah. Like you mentioned, the key is to not get tilted. You have that fire, you have that passion, burning inside you. You're not out of this yet. The season's still going. As long as you could play another game, the season is still going. So that's what you should be thinking in your mind at the moment. So I absolutely agree with you. Just keep that fire, keep that passion going, and use everything that you've worked for. Think about all the scrims. Think about all the matches you've had so far. Ronin Horde doesn't want to go down here, and I don't want them to go down here either. I want this to keep going forever. So we're going to enter in Oasis, and this is game point for Ronin Horde. I expect the best of the best.
All right, Pulse. Ronin Horde. I got to come back from this one. That's what they're thinking right now. Team, we got this. We're in dire straits, right? And Pulse, you mentioned, right? If they wanna win this out, they need to swap up their comp a little bit. And I think that's what they're doing right now. They're running this Lucio Ana.
Oh yeah, with Lucio Ana, it's looking going to be like a straight up dive. I can imagine Stanny maybe going on to that Genji, a super comfort pick. We've been pointing it out this whole match. Actually, Stanny's going to take the Sombra roll all the way out of Alexander's hands, as Alexander's going to go on to the Tracer. We've seen Alexander be more of the hit scan role, while Stanny's kind of a projectile role. He likes Pharah, he likes Genji. So maybe him going on to the Sombra could be a fresh change for the team with Alexander popping off on this Tracer. On the other side, it's looking up to be a modified. No, they're gonna go with this dive instead of just instead of Lucio Ana or Lucio Zen, they're gonna run Lucio Moira.
All right.
Unless they switch it up on me.
Unless they switch it up, right? It's control, right? So there's no defense setup phase. So all comps are subject to change here. All right, Pulse, it's all going to come down to this. Stanny, you got to open up with a big hack and give Alexander the room he needs to pop off. We've seen these guys do it before. The problem is, or the question, rather, is can they step up to the plate now? Can they get it? Can they step up where it matters? Both sides running mirror compositions beyond this Ana from Vortex. You got, of course, Pika on the Moira instead. And they're just fighting around this jump pad right now. Both teams want to take the high ground on the point itself, though. The tanks are in a bit of a duel here. They force back to Kest, who was pretty low. And now Ronan Horde, they've got a bit of a foothold on the point here. All you got to do is just maintain this control that you've built up so far. You saw Alexander, or Stanny rather, was looking for a hack. Couldn't find it, but that's all right. Now Dive comes back. It's on the Ana right now. Vortex is going to be finished off right away. DeKest and the rest of the tank line do get that dive perfectly, but Ronan Horde might cap the point here. They still have an opportunity to. You see Alexander's got the bomb, does take him down, Starboy, and he's still looking for this big bomb here. Hakan, though, does take down I'm Dead Inside himself. So there's no Winston's on the point. Alexander throws the bomb out there, not sure what he was going for. I think he might have been going for one of the tanks. Bomb comes out, not going to find anything. Alexander gets the healing just in time. But Hakan's pulse bomb is massive. There you go. Wipes out half the team with a snap of his fingers. And that's that. The Orcs GP start off on the right foot here, Pulse.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to see if you're the Ronin Horde. You want to get back in this fight as soon as you can. Outbreak is going to get remacked again, and he's going to get switch on. Oh, actually, I guess he's been on this diva this whole time, so he's going to start building up the ultimate percentage. Stanny is close to the EMP, along with Sabri close to the sound barrier.
Hakan's just bouncing on the trampoline right now as Alexander moves. Tracer's in a bit of a duel here. It's just a question of who's going to win that. Alexander using the breakable railing there to his advantage. And there's the EMP that's going to come out right away. There we go. To cast purple now. All they need to do is finish him off. He's very low. I'm Dead Inside gets the nano boost as well. He's just trying to tase down DeKest right now. The tendrils of the Tesla gun are looking for you, DeKest. He's able to escape and use his Primal Rage, knocking back Vortex, but Vortex is just dodging back and forth. DeKest is purple again. All they need to do is finish him off, but it seems like the target focus just isn't there. Nobody is all clicking the right target, and DeKest, it shows. DeKest finds two. Alexander and Vortex, I'm Dead Inside, finally takes down Reckless, and DeKest does die, but it might just be a little too late here. I'm Dead Inside still is on the point. They're trying to contest. Hakan, though, does get the pulse bomb stick on the Outbreak. He gets his Diva Bomb off, but that's going to be the last opportunity he has. Stanny does kill Hakan here. Here you go. Now you got the opportunity. Starboy's dancing in the middle, but you can't escape the Tesla gun. So Little Flame camping up top is going to contest for one more second here, but Ronin Horde, they've got this point as long as they can hold on. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to hold on here, and they have some good ultimates coming up in the bag. You know, you could combine that that EMP nice. With the Pulse One. Alexander going to take down Little Flame, and that's a big pick if I've ever seen one, because now you've essentially just bought yourself around 15%.
Yeah, absolutely, and they can't push in. There you go, Pika contesting him as well. He has no fade. Alexander could have kept fighting that one, but again, the supports had to deal with the members of the Orcs GP that were pushing on the left side, so he drops back for the time being. Alexander still looking for this bomb, but I think Starboy might have just spotted him. He might know. There's the EMP. There's the bomb. It's going to come out. It's not going to find anything, though. It was defused, and there's a counter EMP. However, Starboy and Alexander, 5v5 in the point, but Alexander being down is still winnable because the Lucio being down is a bigger pick. He's got no healing on the point, and the sound barrier is still dropped from Sabri there, giving this team some health. I'm Dead Inside does die. There's the bomb, but it's going to go completely wide. Whiffs it a little bit. Reckless does kill Vortex, though, in the Baby Diva, and Sabri, though, does finish off Pika in turn. Hakan, Outbreak, had the bomb, didn't have an opportunity to use it because he was hacked by Little Flame there. And now, if I am the Ronin Horde, I hold on to this point for as long as possible, similarly to what the Orcs GP White did, because you're even now, you're very close, and actually you're getting picks, so you could keep fighting this. There you go. They turn the tides of the fight here, Pulse. This soft reset is exactly what the Ronin Horde needed to hold on to this point, and now 70%.
Yeah, you know, these guys look like they're fighting with something to lose right now, and they absolutely are. Yeah, they are fighting with something to lose. Alexander's going to be close on this bomb. I'm going to keep an eye on him because, look, he's kind of sneaking around. He's going to go in the backline. Sandy's going to take out his opposite number, and that's huge.
Little Flame has the EMP too, and like you said, Pulse, that buys you a solid 15 seconds. Orcs GP, they don't have 15 seconds, they have 10 seconds now, and Little Flame is just respawning. He can run back quickly, but Alexander, they're in a bad position. There's another EMP. Alexander's just got to find a stick where he couldn't find it last time. All the Diva taking him down. D-Mech is reckless right away. DeKest is able to pop his Primal Rage, but a counter EMP is going to come out right away from Little Flame. Alexander dies, but it doesn't matter. Outbreak, here is Nana boosted. There you go. Actually, it might have just mattered. Hakan just comes up big with a pulse bomb stick on to Sabri. Both supports down now for the Ronin Horde. It's 99%. However, all they need to do is finish this off, and I'm dead inside. Kane contest for quite some time. He's got the Primal Rage, but wisely, they're going to back out. They're going to concede the point to the Orc GP. Want to get it next time, Pulse.
Yeah, so we might need to change the overlay real quick, but yes, this is a very exciting match that we're seeing here. Let's see. So they're gonna start to re-engage. Maybe it's the Orcs. The Orcs did flip the point, so it's gonna be a good hold that they have. They, like you said, they don't have a lot of time here to kind of re-engage, and look, now they're gonna start asserting their dominance.
Neither team does. So now you're seeing this game for the first time because of my NA Production T-Tours, ladies and gentlemen, right there. But there's a bomb up top. There you go. Reckless again. That might have just been another game-ending bomb, as it's now 98% of the point. Reckless almost goes down there. He does get D-Mech, but Outbreak is D-Mech'd in turn. OT on the point. Outbreak touches in the nick of time, but that's that. So you catch the very tail end of this fight, which is perhaps, you know, all that matters there. You don't need to see all the nitty-gritty. You could just listen to it, you know what I'm saying here. But 100-99. Orcs GP win this, but Pulse, that was really, really close.
Yeah, absolutely, really close, and that fight was just going back and forth. Sorry, we had a little bit of confusion on the production end of that, but still, a very close fight, going back and forth. It was just going insane. And Reckless throwing in another Diva Bomb, actually, you know, secretly in the back of my mind, you know, he's one of my MVP candidates right now for these playoffs.
Man, Pulse, you see, the question is, who is our MVP? There's so many players here that have an opportunity to do it. And again, Pulse, Ronin Horde, it all comes down to this. If you don't win this, you lose the whole thing. And if I'm Orcs right now, I'm on top of the world. This is it. This is what it all comes down to. This is for all the marbles right now, Pulse. If I am the Ronin Horde right now, I want to get a reverse sweep going, and this is where I get it started right here on Oasis University is where it's all going to go down, Pulse. This is the brawl that we've been waiting for this whole season, as the comp is very low. The Goats comp, they're dueling right back and forth. I'm dead inside is the first to fall to Little Flame. You saw that Alexander got knocked into the pit, so the Orcs GP are going to win this first fight, but Pulse, it's all right. Ronin Horde, this is what happened last time. Orcs GP, they won the fight first last time, but it's all right because you have an opportunity. You have time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the key you have to think about right now. You still have time. This season isn't over yet, and you got to keep fighting to the very last breath. They're running this Goats comp right now, and what you have to do is engage with Vortex. Just go lessons, but
a shatter! Sabri knocked down, so is Stanny. Is there follow-up? There is. I'm dead inside so low, but he's able to be kept up in the nick of time. They're trading now. 5v5. A shatter comes out, but it's not going to find anything. DeKest with a perfect parry on that, and I'm dead inside. It's still very low, but a big Graviton. That's going to be what they need. Sound barrier's there just to negate it. However, to counter Graviton surge, is there going to be able to follow-up? Reckless takes down Stanny right away, and I'm dead inside falls. The counter Gravitons. Pulse, they're fighting with everything they've got, both sides here. Oh my goodness. But Orcs GP, they hold on tight for now.
Yeah, there is no more fatigue. There is no more saving it for later. There is no more tomorrow. They're going to creep up on 50% here before they can engage, but if you're Ronin Horde, you have the ult advantage.
I don't believe it. Orcs GP White DeKest, he just used his shatter. He's at 88% already, 91 as he hits that Fire Strike. One more hammer swing, and he's got another one. But again, Ronin Horde, they've got the ultimates to go into this one. He's got the sound of the shatter, but you need to watch out for Little Flame. He's going to get another big EMP here if you're not careful. Sabri in the back. He's waiting perhaps for this sound barrier to come out before negated, but he's going to use it right away. Sabri, beautiful positioning from Sabri there. He uses the sound barrier to save his team. He knew that was coming. However, I'm Dead Inside does go down. This is bad now for the Ronin Horde. They're pushed back, so even through Sabri's incredible play, I don't think it matters. The follow-up from RUOWCup is just too much to deal with. Sabri goes down 80% now. Pulse, there's one more fight. And the RUOWCup, they might end this out with a spawn camp right now. Oh my goodness.
Goodness, this is how they're dominating him. They're dominating Ronin Horde right now. There's nothing you could do. They have to get on this point quickly. It's 90% of this season is over.
Somebody's got to get there in time, but Reckless is looking for a grab. They split up now. They perhaps know this Graviton Surge is coming. Reckless is going to get it in the nick of time. He's coming back. Outbreak, you need to be watching for this Graviton Surge. Just around the point. There's a big shatter, but whoever, a Graviton Surge on the counter, takes out two. Outbreak is opening things up right now for the Ronin Horde. They need to get on this point right away. DeKest goes down. There's 3 left. Little Flame has another EMP, but is it going to be enough to take this point? It's not. Ronin Horde takes this pulse, but it's 99%. You can't let go of this point right now.
No, you can't, and you have a tough task coming
Little
ahead
Flame
of
is
you.
looking for an EMP.
Yeah, exactly. They have a lot of ultimates RUOWCup does because they didn't have to use it to engage on the point. Their season is on the line here. It's gonna have to be standing.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Little Flame there, down. Now you're gonna be able to hold this for a long time.
Okay, Coalescence comes out. They're trying to finish off a con right now. They get it. Okay, Ronin Horde now. They've put Orcs in a similar position. They're the ones spawn camping them. Pulse. Oh my goodness, this is a heck of a match. Seriously, I don't know if I can take much more than this. No, I'm Dead Inside. He gets killed on the tree. That might have just spelled disaster for them. Oh my goodness, the Coalescence is coming in now. Ronin Horde, they gotta fall back, but you're running into these ultimates. You need to be careful. Graviton Surge comes out. There's not enough follow-up from Stanny there and the rest of the Ronin Horde. They're waiting, but an EMP comes out from Little Flame. It hacks Stanny. He drops into the pit. He's gonna go down here. He's very low. Sabri falling to the Fire Strike right away. Pulse. This is it. Ronin Horde. That might have just cost them there. I'm Dead Inside. Stuck on the tree. The geometry of the map. It's just gonna be perhaps the ward that spells disaster. A Graviton Surge. A Shatter. It's just Moira left on the point. Vortex is trying to hold on. He gets the Coalescence, but that's that. 99%. Sabri, can you touch it? How long can you contest is the question. RUOWCup, Pulse, they just did it. They held on tight. They recapped it. The bomb comes out, but it doesn't matter. RUOWCup win it all, Pulse. They win the Russian Overwatch Cup, but Pulse, what a match that was.
Oh my goodness, the two Goliaths going towards each other. Outbreak is going to get the play of the game, and it's going to, we know it's going to be one of the big bombs to open it up. It's going to be this double kill that led, that kept Ronin Horde's hopes alive. And we were saying that was going to be the key to open it up. And there we go.
Oh man. It's such a shame Ronin Horde couldn't come back from this, but what a match that was, Pulse. Oh my goodness, these finals have been one heck of a match. The RUOWCup White, they take it 3-0, Pulse, but don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool anyone out there. This match was as close as ever. But the Ronin Horde, they get pushed back. They take second place here, but again, that is nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. They put up a great performance throughout the whole season and here in these finals. But it's going to be the RUOWCup to win things out here today.
Yeah, absolutely. RUOWCup, the champions of this Russian Overwatch Cup. They're going to walk away with the Russian Overwatch Cup essentially in their back pocket. And they were the team to watch out for from the very beginning. And as we come to a close here, I'm getting a little emotional because now that's the end of this whole tournament. It's been such a journey since we started in the first week of August. Now we're all the way here. It's almost September. And it's been a long journey to see these guys grow, and I've been very privileged to see them play. But one thing I'm interested in, and I want some viewer participation too. Let me know in that chat right now. Who do you guys think the MVP is? For me, I'm gonna go with Little Flame because his somber play throughout this whole match, throughout the whole series, really has just been insane. So, Little Flame, you're my playoff MVP.
Man, my MVP, man, that's a tough one here, Pulse. All these players again at the best of their ability, but if I'm gonna pick a player, I think I'm gonna say it's Reckless. It's Reckless, 100%.
Yeah, the
His
Reckless bombs.
The Reckless bombs. Oh my goodness, he's coming for Poco. Poco's bombs,
Yeah,
they're gonna be
exactly.
dismantled by Reckless bombs because holy cow, man, every single time They were just massive push-ending, game-ending bombs time and time again. Shows you the value D.Va gets. He was eating grabs. I saw him. He was just peeling for his team at all times. You know, there were a lot of times where I never thought Reckless was doing something wrong. So that's why he is my MVP pick for this match.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been a long road for all of us. If you've joined us, at the start of the tournament, in the middle of it, at the end of it, thank you all for just tuning in for even one match. I really do appreciate every single one of you who watched. Me and Rian get to yell over this game, but and just either agreeing or disagreeing with our opinions that could absolutely have been wrong, but. Man, it's the end of this road, and Ronin Horde, Orcs GP, Team Exile. Congratulations for all of you guys for making it to these playoffs and walking away with those prize, that money in your back pocket. So, congratulations to you guys. Thank you for playing in this tournament. I guess I just want to give a shout out to all the players and all the production, everyone who's been involved, really.
Absolutely, it's been one heck of a ride since the very, very first match between the Ronin Horde and Team Exile, and then the Lowly Esports versus the Regenerate. That spelled out the rest of the season, and it's been a joy and an honor to be able to cast this throughout the whole thing. The first week of August feels like so long ago, but now we're here. We see that Orcs GP White, they win it all, and Pulse, if there was a match, if there was something we could have asked for out of these finals, it was this one here, because this match was everything we could have wanted. Massive plays coming up from all sides, from all teams. And man, oh man, I'm still kind of reeling from that, because oh, what a match from these guys. What a match all the whole season, seriously. Every single match between every single one of these teams has been so great to watch and be a part of, and it's great. It's just great, Pulse.
It's just great. That's I agree.
That's my wonderful it's my nice closing statement. I believe we're gonna get somebody in for an interview, but Pulse, why don't you just go ahead and fill some airtime here with just talking.
All right. Well, I mean, that's the end of the Russian Overwatch Cup. It seems we still have to do a couple interviews, but this is more just post-game stuff. The games are over, and we could talk about the final placements here. And if you didn't know, the placements, how they placed was how they placed in the playoffs as well. Orcs got that first place, Ronin with the second place, Team Exile in that third place slot. All of them walking with little prizes. But let's not forget some of the other teams we saw throughout the Russian Overwatch Cup. We had the Exius Esports, who finished 7-7 map wise, so they had a map differential of 0. They were that perfect. That Mendoza line, essentially. Lowly Esports, they went 2-1-3, so they did end up with a tie. They're actually one of the only two teams to end up with a tie. They did it against Team Exile, who also had a tie because they won against Lowly Esports, and that's a little odd. That was a little odd to witness his cast as well. I didn't know. I wasn't expecting a tie to come out here in any way, but they finished with a map differential of -1. Regenerate won 1-5. They did get that victory over Not a Phase, and their map differential is -8 and Not a Phase. They ended out their season pretty early, so they won 0-6 with a -12 map differential. Nobody was perfect in this match. Nobody had that perfect map differential. If anyone was going to do it, it was going to be Orcs and Ronin Horde. But an immovable object means an unstoppable force.
All right, so. Pulse. We're gonna bring in Little Flame here soon for.
Oh yes, my MVP
here. Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, so Little Flame was on that Sombra, showing everyone how good of a Sombra player that he was. Goodness, the whole match, just insane plays. I'm glad I got to witness all of this, and you could tune in next. You could tune in, more. Keep up with the Russian Overwatch Cup. I'm sure they'll be back. Remember, this is just Russian Overwatch Cup season 1. So there's going to be more seasons. Yeah, there's more seasons ahead, and I'm excited to see how more seasons is and what the changes are going to be, because this tournament has been well executed, and I'm just excited to see it for the future.
All right, Pulse, here we go. We're going to get in Little Flame here, and I'll let you ask the first question because he is indeed your MVP.
Yes.
All right, hello, Little Flame.
Hello.
All right, how do you feel after winning that final?
Feels good, man. So much pressure is going down.
All right, yeah, congratulations on winning that. And actually, after the match, we had a little segment where we were naming some MVPs, and you were my MVP just because of your Sombra play. But I saw in the chat that you don't like playing Sombra, even though you were wrecking some fools. So what's up with that?
I mean, I'm really not comfortable with it. I don't like the gameplay. I'm trying to fill with my team and pick the best, so everyone is on their best roles. But yeah, I don't like. I would rather play Genji or Tracer or something like that because the Sombra E doesn't fit me really well because every time I put it down, it's way too far from the fight. So when I got back, I'm just running. I'm just running back to the fight. Like I'm taking 10 seconds, and those 10 seconds can be really crucial in the fight.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, how was the comms there in that final match?
We were really trying to make up the good focuses. We weren't really focused on what ultimate they will use. We only knew they were about to have beat, so that we wanted the Lucio to go down. So we used my EMP to counter that, so we couldn't beat until we killed him. And when we killed the Lucio, it was only focus and try to kill them as fast as we could.
All right, so like very specific situations. I like that.
The what I noticed at the very last fight, what did it is you saw that you saw the Reinhardt, and he got caught on the tree actually, and then you guys finished him off right away. Did somebody notice that he was caught on the tree and call out that focus right away, or what exactly was going on there?
Which map was it?
That was the very last one on Oasis University.
I think someone noticed it, and he called out the focus, and then I think I hacked him, and he went down really fast.
Yeah, and that I mean, you guys used that, you snowballed off of that, and then went all the way and took the point again, and then won the whole thing. So
yeah, we tried playing really aggressive without team comp, so I could have so they would give me the space I want, so I could hack everyone that I want, and then we would base off our combos from our X.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so congratulations to you and the whole team for winning that out. What's the future we see for OrcsGP?
I don't know. We hope to do something well in Open Division, and maybe going into trials.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ooh,
that's what we want.
Awesome.
Contenders of U trials. I'd love to see you guys in there. That would be very exciting because
we would love as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let this be. Let this be like a nice spring to bounce off of, and hopefully get up there and carry this momentum into Open Division, which is of course going on right now.
Yep.
All right, yeah. Man, there's just so much I want to say to you, but so I guess the thing I want to talk about is how did you guys do any studying on Ronin Horde before the match coming into it, or what?
We watched the match just before us, and we saw they were playing a lot of Sombra and Genji with Nana. And they were trying to combo the Nano Blade with the EMP. And so every time they did that, we just lose fight on it. This means we didn't use any heals, and they will just lose 3 heals to win a fight, and then we will snowball after this on the ultimate rotation.
There we go. Yeah. Playing very smart, like we've seen from you guys all season there. And the score was 3-0, but do you feel like Ronin Horde made you guys really work for that?
Yeah, it's like we were struggling at some parts. Iconval was really tough for us.
Oh yeah.
We couldn't find the exact counter, and I think what made us win on the second attack was that we didn't focus on what they would played. We just focused on what we are good at, and that's what we did, and what works out.
Yeah, and it definitely did, because you guys pushed that all the way in overtime, and then stopped them really at their spawn, which was very impressive.
Crazy.
That reckless bomb. Oh my goodness, that had me.
Yeah, it saved us. So
edge of my seat there. That was crazy. Nah, reckless was my pick for play of the game there, or not for play of the game, for player
MVP
of the game. Yeah, MVP. Because I thought his diva play throughout the whole thing was fantastic. Of course, his bombs are one thing, but also his his individual mechanical play. So
right, yeah.
I go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, okay. It's like Reckless knows exactly what to do at some points, and when we tell him something that he needs to do, he will do it 100% of the times, and that is what we like him for.
Hmm.
Oh, so
Yeah,
It's like
he's like a team player, right?
yeah.
yeah,
And,
if we tell him to peel, he will peel for us 100% of the time.
and Pulse, this is kind of what we talked about. Remember, we were talking about how both these guys you got to trust each other, and there's
Right,
that
that
trust. You
trust.
tell Reckless what to do, and Reckless he'll do it right away. And that's good. Just be focused rather not on yourself, but on your team as a whole, and that's what separates the good divas from the great divas. Is that the good divas will play for themselves, but the great divas will play for their team. It's not ask not what your team can do for you, but what you can do for your team.
Yeah, exactly, and that seemed like the mentality that most people, and in fact everyone, has on Orcs GP. Would you second that?
Yeah, I will definitely agree with you.
All
Team
right, yeah,
first.
that's awesome. Yeah, and I'm excited to see how you guys do in Open Division, and I would love to see you in Contenders. Like
Yeah.
you guys, I'm rooting for you guys. So
No, absolutely. I'm sure you guys will go very far as a team. If this tournament was any indication, you guys are a smart team who knows how to react, and that'll get you far for sure.
Thank you, my man.
All
yeah,
right.
of
Well,
course.
we'll go ahead and we'll get Vortex in here, but thank you very much for coming in for an interview and really just for participating in the first place. Again, we said this to Mr. Mustachio as well in Team Exile, but it's been such a great time to be able to cast for you guys and just watch you guys throughout the whole season, and really hope to follow all of you guys in the future and see how far you go.
It was already fun for us to watch your cast. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your job, boys.
All right, no, thank you, man. All right, have a good day.
Bye bye.
All right, now see if we can get Vortex in here for a quick interview from him as well. Get the thoughts of the winning team, and then get the thoughts of the losing team, perhaps. But understandable here. Vortex and the rest of the Ronin Horde say they're too tired after that match. So
Yeah,
I perfectly
understandable,
understand
absolutely.
that. It's,
Yeah,
that
was
is
draining on me
no.
to watch. So I mean, I understand
Yeah.
playing.
I mean, I'm tired, and it's 2 p.m. over here in America, and
Yeah.
it's even later in Russia. So
Yeah, absolutely understand. That was a crazy match. All right, so I guess if there's nothing left for us, we'll let everyone who's watching the stream. I guess we'll let you guys go, and it's time to wrap up our final Russian Overwatch Season 1 Cup closing out statement. So I'll let you take care of that right now.
all right. Well, I mean, I've already said it many times, but again, I'll say it once more for just the sake of it. It's been such a joy, such an honor, such a privilege, really, to be able to come here and just cast you guys consistently every single time. Really get to know all these different teams and see their progression, see their growth. From the very beginning, we knew which teams were the good ones, but now we know which ones are the great ones, and
All right,
and man, it's
it's
like
over, man.
yeah, I know it's over now, and that's just it's just one of those things where it's like just getting in that routine and just casting these guys every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just being able to see all these matches, and now it's no longer there. It's all right because again, these matches were everything we could have asked for as casters. We've not only seen the teams grow, but ourselves, as casters, get better throughout the entirety of this Russian Overwatch Cup season. And I don't know, Pulse. Yeah, I'll throw this over to you. What do you think about this experience as a whole?
Oh, this was such a great experience. I'm so glad I was able to do this and get to know these players, not just watch them play, but personally. I've grown closer to everyone involved here in this Russian Overwatch Cup, and I guess I'm excited to. Hopefully I'll be around for season 2, and I'm excited to see everything that this tournament has to offer, and maybe the new teams that'll follow in here as these teams who won it out here. I mean, it seems their goal right now is Open Division, so good luck to them. And everyone could follow them. They all have those Twitters. Keep up with your fan favorites that you guys have grew over the season. And I guess just thank you everyone for watching. I already mentioned it, but even if you tuned in just for one game, I appreciate all of you for kind of taking the time to listen to us yell at this game. So thank you so much for everyone for watching, and I guess that's the end of the season, everyone. So we'll wrap it up here, and we'll say our goodbyes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for the final time, I was Rien, your play-by-play caster, and this was Pulse, your color caster. We will see you all, hopefully, sometime in the future.